The following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, live now.
I don't know, Mike. I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, everybody, he's a macho savage. You're listening to Mike Trash, TrashTalkingRadio.com. The best in the business. Say it, the macho king.
Wrestling fans throughout radio land, listen to Trash Talking Radio at TrashTalkingRadio.com. Every Tuesday from 7 to 10 o'clock, you hear guys like myself, the Ugandan Giant Kamala. And that's my story.
You can hear words to describe the Trash Talking Radio Show from 7 to whenever we get done is by using a screwdriver to cut roast beef. This is Flunever Sean, the other half of the Rock and Wrestling Connection. That's the trashy one and the loony one together forever.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ivan Koloff. I'm here to tell you about Mike Talking Trash. With the Trash, 7 to 10. Tuesday nights, you got to listen in. It's the best around, the best in town. Alright, hey, this is the Animal. One half of the world famous taking the road warrior. What are you gonna do? If you know what's good for you, you're listening to Trash Talking Radio or else.
Everybody, you're watching Trash Talking Radio. This is Hulk Hogan. Hulk, what do you got to say about Trash Talking Radio?
Well, I gotta say that I just bought Trash Talking Radio. You're out of the picture, dude. This is my show, and you better watch, because what you gonna do when Hulk Hogan's brand new Trash Talking Radio runs wild on you?
It is times like these that the world needs heroes and entertainment, and with that I give you the greatest live talk show known to mankind. With inflation being at its highest points, we need someone to show us the ways of good taking on evil, and someone who has the heart of Snow White and the strength of Thor. He, along with his sidekicks Trash's maid, also known as Trish, Trash's babe, known as Ashley, they will fight crime and make the world right once again. Please welcome me in a round of applause for the vital idol Class C Mike Trash. You may all be seated. Thank you.
Trash Talking Radio Tuesday night. It's the best night of the week, and I got to put us back on the screen here. Hold on here a second. I'm setting up WhatsApp. I think we can stream to WhatsApp, and I just remembered that I have people there, so that would be kind of cool to have that. Let's see here. Trying to figure out if I did this right. Now wait a minute. I put our pictures up. Why isn't our picture up on the other places? What's going on here? Why aren't our pictures should be up? Okay. Why, oh why? Why is it not there? We should be there. Oh, it's still running the commercial. Okay, there we are in there. Oh, we're way behind on Facebook. Huh. That's interesting. All right. All right. Things are working. Kind of working. I just want to get the WhatsApp thing working if I can figure out how to do that. Let's see. It says it doesn't know who I am. That's great. That's fantastic. I never liked I could just put in. Can I do this? Oh, I know what's wrong. I'm using the wrong keyboard. I run three computers here at the same time, so oftentimes I grab the wrong keyboard, and then when I'm trying to figure out what's wrong, I realize that that's the issue, is that I have the wrong keyboard. All right, here we go. Let me see if I can do this right now. Now, let's see. There we go. Now, hopefully this works. Probably won't, because I'm under pressure. I should have done this before the show started. You never would have thought that. How you doing, Doug?
I'm doing okay, Mike. How are you?
I'm just fancy, and I'm doing great, and I'm having fun, and that's what it's all about. It says enter this code. What code? I don't know what code it wants me to enter. Enter code. It says, well, do I have to do my phone? Oh, shoot. Let's try this again. Nope, that's not it. How? No. Oh, I get it. I think. Wait, go to WhatsApp page, and then you have to link with phone. I don't know. Couldn't link device. Oh well. I guess I'll just have to learn next week. Anyway, all right, let's get things going. Hello. Let's see. You should number the corresponding monitor and keyboard. Yeah, I know. I should do something. That would make sense. If I were organized, what fun would that be? You guys wouldn't be able to make fun of me then. Then it would be your fault. Okay. But I do have. I don't know. I hate WhatsApp. I shouldn't say that, because that's a thing that they use in a lot of my business stuff. So, all right, let me get this earpiece in. It's in, kind of in. All right. So, oh, that's still on. Why is that on? Oh, I know why that's on. I guess I got to put our right background on. There we go. Let's see where we're at now. Hey, Steve, how you doing? We're in Hong Kong, China. So there you are. That's our. Oh, you guys don't see that yet, though. You're behind. Oh, now you do in Facebook, but somehow Facebook overtook YouTube. YouTube still won't have it. I don't know. It says the right date, so it's got to be right. Oh, it's 4 minutes behind. How could it be 4 minutes behind? Oh, I wonder why we're not. Oh, something's weird. On YouTube, it seems we're not on time. Oh, why? Oh, okay, I see. Now I just gotta catch up. Let's move it up to the regular time here. Okay. Play. Get things on time so that everybody's playing on the same field here, so they all know what we're talking about. All right. There we go. All right. Now, let's put the live chat. Okay, now we got Facebook, we got YouTube, we got Twitch. So now we're playing with all guns loaded. All right. Wow. Anyway, how was your weekend, Doug? I saw you last week here.
It was pretty good. Yeah. Traveled home. Had a good time.
You left on, when did you leave, Monday?
Monday. I left yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, that was, that's quite a bit of a journey for you to drive back and forth. How many hours is that?
8.5, 9 hours. 8.5, 9 hours to get back and forth.
Oh, you need full self-driving. Hi, Ann. Well, the thing is, with full self-driving, 8 to 9 hours, still is 8 to 9 hours, but it's a lot more relaxing. So I still believe that full self-driving is the next wave of things. And if everybody was on full self-driving, we would never have accidents. So I'm telling you that right now. But with other people not having full self-driving, that's where the accidents come in. So I will tell you that, because that's the way it is. How did Walter Cronkite say? That's the news. That's the way it is. So anyway, so I got a couple really cool things to tell you. I don't know where to start, because I got some cool things. First off, I should be a muscle man because I've been working really, really hard this past week. If you could get muscles just from working 1 week, I'd have big Arnold Schwarzenegger muscles because I did a lot of work last week. I started out Wednesday. We moved the rest of Christine's stuff from Maryland to Pennsylvania, and she had a lot of books and a lot of filing cabinets and all kinds of heavy things, and she didn't move them. I moved them. That was so. To tell you that I didn't work hard on Wednesday, that would be lying. I actually worked hard on Wednesday, and not the hard that I prefer, the hard that I had to do to get it done. So my back was hurting a little bit. Then Thursday I worked hard because I had you. We were working on your computer and stuff and getting your stuff working so you can do your podcast. I'm excited for you for your podcast. So we'll get that thing working. We got some tweaking to do, but we got the software mostly set up. Now we just got to tweak it. So I'm excited for that. And then Saturday, I'll show you what I did Saturday. I won't even tell you. I'll show you what I did Saturday. Let's see. Which one is it? This one, maybe. Nope, that's not it. And it's got to be this one. Nope. Oh, this is cool. So I'm going to move away from that story just for a second because this is what's really something I wanted to show you. So Tesla started doing this thing where they started giving badges. Now, normally I would say we don't need no stinking badges, but this is actually pretty cool. Every 100 miles straight where you let the car drive by itself, every 100 miles where you let the car drive, they give you a badge, and they give you confetti. Now, this is close to 100 miles. This is at 97. So we're gonna show you what happens at 100. Now notice right there, there's 97, 98, and you got a streak. Now this is the front. This is right in front of me. This says I'm on the Jersey Turnpike. This is the miles per hour. This is how fast I'm going. This shows I'm riding on self-driving. So this shows the self-driving with the blue line. That's the radar in front of me, and it'll show you when cars pass me. It'll show you, it'll show you when there's a car next to me, whatever it is. This particular one, like this car is passing me. Now I'm going 66, so they're speeding, and it'll show me like signs as we pass. We'll see if we see a speed limit sign. It'll show me the speed limit sign. So, like here, it's going to be a speed limit sign. All right, we're almost there. We're 98.9, and we're almost there. We're almost there, almost at 100. And then we're going to all celebrate together. Get ready with your confetti. Get ready to throw it all over the room, and then you can vacuum it up later. We're getting ready. We're really close to the 100-mile mark. And I don't know what happens if you go 1,000 miles, but, I only know what the 100 miles is because I haven't taken any big trips for a while. But we're at 99.5, and we're almost there. We're almost there, almost there. And 99.6, 99.7. See, I'm passing people now because I was in a hurry to get the 100. Little by little, we're going to get there. We're almost there. We're almost there. Get ready. Get ready. Going to jump out of your seats. Oh, we're at 100 now, so now we'll have the confetti. Boom, it says 100 miles, and then you get confetti, and it's all over the car. What a time to celebrate. Anyway, back to my story. So we went to, or I went to on Saturday. Wait a minute here. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Well, where is it? I thought I had it on here. Maybe I don't. I thought I did. There it is. There's my sister's shed. And that heavy tree, that freaking tree, is horrible. Hard to believe. Now, I don't remember how long it's been there, but it's been there for a little while. That thing, I'm surprised. I mean, she bought it from an Amish guy. That's probably why it's still standing. But I'm telling you, that thing is heavy. And we cut off somewhere around here, cut it off here. Each of those were so freaking heavy. And we put a ladder, put the ladder up here, and we were cutting off the thing. And then we had to go over here and figure out how we're going, because we still had a piece, it's still attached just a little bit here. And we didn't know what was going to happen once we cut this off. So we cut it up here and put a rope around it here. And then when let's see, which way is it? Don't know which way we got to go. Maybe it's this way. Oh, that's not it. Well, Winchester. That's not what I'm looking for. Where's it at? Must be the other way. Oh, wait a minute. It's not there. Well, now I'm confused. Oh, nope, that's not it either. There we go. Where'd the other trees go? I had two more pictures of the trees. Anyway, we did get the trees off of there, but man, they are freaking heavy. And I think we were at it for like 4 hours, and it just was crazy. But do not call me for tree removal. I'm not a good tree remover. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, that is not one of my expertises. But that was what I did Saturday. And okay, so then we go to this one. I need this one for the next story. So Friday, I was at wrestling, and the guy I manage now is this guy here. His name's Sam Adams. And the story is this, that we basically are, well, actually, rather than me tell you about it, I'm just going to show you. How about that? Should be queued up. Nope. Wrong. That's not it. Oh. Nope. That was not it. How did that happen?
I wonder who his opponents are. Oh. Wait a minute.
I got to do this again because I think I hit the wrong button. Let's see. This is okay. This one here. That should be the one. Yeah, there we go. Here we go.
This contest is a tag team bout.
Nope.
Set for one fall, and it is for the SBO Tag Team Championship.
No, it's not.
For this one. I got no dog in this fight either.
I wonder
Who came out? Oh yeah, this is right.
Watch him swing. Sam Adams is the PWI Pro Wrestler of the Year.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, while my commentators tend to bicker with each other, we're going to go over to our first title match of tonight. The SPO Tag Team Champion Skull and Bones will be defending that championship here tonight.
That's not what it is, though. I think he's wrong.
So we can do the announcements for this match.
You know, we just saw the title change hands, right?
Yeah, he's not wrong.
I never am.
Well, that's the big.
Our next contest is a tag team bout set for one.
It's not a tag team bout, though. Oh, here we go. Now I got it. I'm going to play this thing that was an opener. It's not. It's just a. I forgot about this. Last week, if you remember, we had that double DQ match where we were trying to get a belt and it didn't work out well. Wonder if I make sure I got the right thing. Wonder if I got the wrong video. Okay, they got something going on here. Why is it not playing? That was not our match. Where's our match? Maybe it's here. Oh, here we go.
Let's pass it over to MLJ for the announcement of this match.
Here we go. This is the one.
Our next contest is a singles bout set for one fall. Mike's back. You can tell it's him from a mile away. Show respect to the inventor and a megaphone. Does that megaphone have an off switch?
Hey, look, Mike Trash brought his friend. More trash.
Isn't that his brother?
Notice that he's coming out, and there is no Sam Adams right now.
Is Mike gonna be the participant in this match? Maybe the boy's a little bit scared to twitch. Mike Adams. Mike Adams. You haven't combined him. Mike Trash with stretch twitch. I'll tell you what, I think Mike Adams, a former closer for the Rangers and Phillies, probably would have a better shot against Switch than our resident dinosaur, Mike Trash. Mike Trash has 2 victories over George Hackenschmidt. Comiskey Park, 1913. Isn't it a great day to be alive? Oh, come on now. Let's see some positivity here. I'm going to shut up and listen to him. That you really want to see. People disrespected Mike Trash. We're going to show you something that each and every one of you want.
Well, let's see what Mike Trash brought with him to the cookout.
What the hell is that? We're going to have a match tonight. I don't want a box. It revolves around this belt. I heard that about you. And each and every one of you will like what you're seeing.
Wow.
I want that though. Wow. We will crown a champion. And you know who's in this match? No, you don't want to see me. No. Who's that? I don't know who that is.
Did somebody tell the nursing home that Mike Trash took the Shuffleboard Championship away?
I don't see you challenging for a deathmatch title. Fight for this belt.
In due time, in due time.
He's going to take it home with him. There he is, Mr. Goodluck. The champion, the new champion. Your next deathmatch champion. I'm just going to give this belt to you because there's no one back there that's nearly as good as you. So he's crowning Sam Adams the champion? What do you think of that? Well deserved. He didn't deserve a damn thing.
I gave him the belt. The trash bag said recycled on it.
I think somebody's got something to say about that. A multi-time champion in his own right, Lucas Twix Sangro.
Stole his belt.
I once watched this man have a match with Crowbar.
You want to talk about somebody deserving of the match championship. I'm a man who's competed in the ECW arena before.
Hang on. A true champion is talking.
Shut up, Mike. Greatest hardcore champion of all time, huh?
He is. He's had that title longer than anybody.
I guess. I suppose you wouldn't have a problem in putting it on the line right now, would you?
It is Twitch. Like for another freebie.
Hey. I've got a great idea. That's a great idea. That title should be on the line tonight. Yes.
And there's Commissioner Don Montoya setting it straight.
I just got word they ran out of Shelly Ice Pops.
Since Sam Adams is running around screaming he's the greatest and he's the king,
Both true.
the king must defend his crown all the time. So that title will be now contested under 24/7 rules.
24/7?
Means they can attack us at any time. That's not fair.
I'm trying to steal a quick one.
Slip right through. There's those educated feet.
Now, Sam Adams has worked relentlessly to win this title. He finally gets recognized for his greatness, and they make him defend it 30 seconds after he wins it.
And you want to talk about history? Sam Adams has lost 2 matches in a row in the past 2 weeks. How does that classify him as a champion?
First of all, you're supposed to be a broadcast journalist. Last week, he was in a double disqualification. He did not lose.
Oh, yeah, and I suppose you think Stife won last week.
Stife did win last week. I announced his name. I was the ring announcer.
Hey, you didn't win tonight.
Somebody rang the bell. I announced his name. That's a win. Look at the Mike Trash. He might. He's going to stretch Twitch right now.
Give him the megaphone.
He's going to put him in a chicken
Give it up, Trash.
I don't think he's scared to hit an old man.
Mike is not an ace. He's the smartest man I've ever known.
Oh, yes! Twitch! Your check is in the mail! I've been dying for someone to take the batters out of that megaphone for weeks!
It's like stealing John Wayne.
That megaphone just cracked up upside the damn head.
Oh, my God. Mike, get off the floor.
Once cleaning the latrines, and now he is searching around for batteries.
Our lawyer screwed us on that one.
There's that double axe from the second.
Twitch getting out of dodge here.
He's scared. Look at this.
Well, if it's hardcore rules, it can go anywhere.
Look at him. Look at this guy that Sam Adams is arguing with.
Yes, that means falls count anywhere as well. You can get pinned on the floor, you can get pinned up here in the booth, you can get pinned in the back.
Look at this guy in his black wife beater.
That's that 24/7 rules that Don Montoya just issued on that hardcore championship. It can be defended anywhere, anytime.
And anybody can challenge, even our bowl cut ref.
You know, in hybrid wrestling, we don't have abuse of power like Don Montoya.
What are you talking about? You had 2 random people run in on the main event last night and have themselves in the match.
Listen, just because you were fooled, it was announced as a triple threat. You all assumed one thing. I never told you who the third participant was. That's not my fault that you didn't answer no questions.
So if Hybrid doesn't get involved in any of their matches, why was Mike Hamilton Sr. throwing Angel Sr. around in a women's match?
And he's speechless.
I would like to, other than the advice of counsel, I would like to plead the 5th.
All right, moving on to continue on to this match.
He looks great with that hat, by the way.
Looks like you signed up for that I will rule you again.
I don't think he can see with that hat over his eyes.
Oh!
Didn't see that coming. Worse vision than the bowl cut ref.
Discus forearm. Beautiful suplex out from the corner, and there's a kick right to the head by Sam Adams. And there's one for Twitch.
Both men are down.
Sam Adams was better executed, and I think we can all agree on that.
That's why he's out cold in the center of the ring, right?
And Twitch looks like he's got a ton of life in him.
A little bit more life than Sam, it seems.
Sam is resting. He's getting his second wind.
Well, you know what? 24/7 rules. That means you can be pinned in his sleep, so you might want to wake up.
That's what. If anybody can defend that title 24/7, it's Sam Adams.
Even in his sleep?
He's Mr. Good Luck, man.
You've seen him sleep enough in your lifetime, Tommy?
I have.
That's concerning.
I have.
There you go. There's that left arm clothesline by Twitch.
That bowl cut is awful.
It really is.
That's just...
The blue's faded, the black faded from hybrid. I don't even think it's a full bowl anymore.
You know, we didn't even...
Let's go for Century Overload. Backstabber. Going for that cover.
Twitch will not die.
Sadly.
Looks like he's setting up for that snapmare driver that Sam Adams has used on multiple occasions.
These ignorant fans argue with Mike Tras9h.
There it is.
Not quite.
Sam Adams.
Monster Raid. Here goes Century Overload. Century Overload connecting.
I can do it.
Twitch going for the cover. And we have a brand new.
We cheated. Or they cheated. We didn't cheat. They cheated.
Now this is the difference between hybrid and HBO. Hybrid had this building last week. Everything ran smoothly, impartially, right down the middle. We're 2 for 2 with screwjob finishes tonight.
Lucas Twitch Sangro celebrating with his brand new championship, the hardcore champion. Sam Adams only having enough, not even enough for someone to drink their bottle of soda.
Yeah. Twitch and his fan are celebrating right now.
There's a couple of them. You say fan is a bit of a
You're really making them sound real popular over there. There's a couple of them.
more popular than Sam Adams. You're the only guy who wants to watch him sleep.
Sam Adams is the PWI Pro Wrestler of the Year.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, while my commentators tend to bicker with each other, we're going to go over to our first title match.
So that was the rip off where we got ripped off, and it was really sad. It was you know, you just can't trust anyone anymore. You know, you work hard, you try to do your thing and try to make people enjoy your matches, and then they have the kind of thing like that blows everything away and makes it not fun anymore. But what we did was sometimes you got to be careful what you have to say about things, because we had a confrontation later on, and here you go. I was over talking to the fans, telling them that Twitch is a loser and that he cheated, and you know, Twitch had to put his nose in it again. This was right after intermission. Well, it was while intermission was on, I came out. He broke my glasses. He broke my microphone, my megaphone. I had a spare microphone, fortunately. But then he came out and he wanted to accost me again.
Twitch is back out here, our new hardcore champion.
Come on, Twitch, take that other microphone out of his hands too.
Take the batteries out, please.
You're paying it this time.
I said he owed me money for the megaphone and for the glasses.
Put his hands on Mike Tras9h.
Mike, that's not smart.
Wait a minute! Oh my God!
Good shit. So Tommy ain't here to see it.
So that was the now here's what happened after that.
I'm the first ever, and I'm the first ever two-time hardcore time. 24/7 rules. I don't care. I'm your champion forever and ever, and I gotta get out of here. But wait, I have more questions. Hold on, back to you.
That was my weekend. How was yours? Oh man, that was a long segment, but it tells a story. So, all right, time to talk about the birthdays. Let's go through those. Some of these guys I don't know if you'll know or not, so we'll try to do it the best we can. Are you familiar with the Foo Fighters?
I've heard their name. Don't know much about them.
Well, if you remember, there was a band called Nirvana, and that had Dave Grohl as the drummer. Well, Dave Grohl, when Nirvana broke up, he started Foo Fighters. And this is his guitarist. His name is Pat Smear. So I figure you probably won't know who he is. So I'm just going to... And he also played... when Nirvana was touring, he played guitar for them when they were touring. Anyway, I'm not going to ask you how old he is because I figured you didn't know who he was. He's 67. Then we got John Silverman. Now you probably don't know who John Silverman is either, but if you remember the movie Weekend at Bernie's, he was the guy that played one of the guys that was carrying Bernie around. I don't know if you know him or not, but that's what he's known for.
57.
Close enough. He's 60. All right, then there's Michelle Yeoh. Now, I don't know if you know her either because she is... she's been in a lot of weird things, but she was a Bond girl in 1997.
She's got to be 76.
Actually, 64. I wasn't sure about it myself, but here's, I guess this is different pictures of her when she was in 1964. She was a little girl, and then 87. I didn't see this before, but this is she's a Malaysian actress. You know, I got to tell you, Malaysian actresses or Malaysian women, they age pretty well. Because all the ones I've seen, are pretty good. M. Night Shyamalan, you probably don't know who he is, but he does a lot of these really cool movies. I know he did. What was that called? I can't remember the names of them. Wait, I could do it this way. He's one of my favorite guys. I like him because he does different movies than everybody else does. He doesn't stick to the format that most people do. Here we go. Should tell me his movies. Here you go. Signs, Lady in the Water, Sixth Sense. Sixth Sense is probably his most popular one, but I love The Village. I thought that was a pretty cool movie. But he does a lot of things that are a little bit out there. He did The Watchers, Knock at the Cabin. That was a really cool movie. That had Batista in it. I saw that one. And Old was a good one. It was a beach that if you went in the water, you started turning old. You started gaining age quickly. Split, which was a really popular movie. Wayward Pines, Glass. So he's got pretty many movies. I didn't know he had this many movies. Anyway, he's one of my favorite directors because he doesn't really do what everybody else does. Do you know who he is?
56.
There you go. You got it right on the nose. All right. Jerry Halliwell. who is also known as Ginger Spice.
No, don't know her.
She's one of the Spice Girls in the 90s. So I'll just give it to you. She is 54. A good-looking 54, too, by the way. Then we got, why do I know her? Oh, yeah. I don't know if you watch any of the Conjuring movies. She was the...
No.
I love those movies. I know that's so anti-you because that's all movies about Satan and stuff like that. But she's a really good actor. I've seen her in other things too, but I can't think what else. Oh, says she was in Bates Motel. But she's a good actress. And actually, if you know anything about the Conjuring movies, they're based on fact. So anyway, she is. And they got a new one coming out, a new Conjuring movie. She is 53. David Duchovny from what was that movie? The show he did. He did that show on aliens, I think.
Yeah, what was it called? I know it well.
I never watched it, but I know that people were really into it. Was it about aliens? It was about aliens, right?
Yeah, it was about all kinds of things, yeah.
Yeah, there's Gillian Anderson. She was on, her birthday was her birthday is this week. So you have her too to do. Her birthday is also this week. That's funny.
I'll say 67.
67 for him? Okay, he's 66. Yeah. And then there's Gillian Anderson, because while we're doing it, we might as well do her.
X-Files.
Yeah, X-Files. There it is. There she is.
I would say she's got to be 64.
She is 56. She must have been really young when that, because he's 66, so she was 10 years younger than him. You probably don't know this guy, but I put him on here because I like the show Oz. He was in Oz. He was in Lost, and he was in The Rookie. That's the only reason I put him in there, because I liked him in Oz. So his name is Harold Perrineau, I guess it is. He's
63.
He's 63, yeah. Then Charlize Theron, from her biggest movie was Mad Max in 2016. She played the badass girl, you know. I don't know if you know what know who she is or anything.
47.
Where is it? Where'd it go? There it is. 51. Therefore, you got that. Yes. I know you know this next guy. Dustin Hoffman.
Dustin's got to be 82.
He's 89. 89. Man, I can't believe some of these guys that we grew up watching these guys, so we have a hard time seeing them at 89, but yeah, he's 89. The Edge by U2. He is also having a birthday.
Hard to tell with that hat on.
Now, keep in mind that they came out, they were pretty big in the mid-'80s, maybe early 80s, because they were on MTV a lot.
Yeah, I'm going to say 71.
He's 65, so you are within 6 years. Sam Elliott. I can't even believe I think at a certain point you stop having a birthday, but I think he looks like this now. This one here.
Yeah, I'm going to say 72.
He's 82, believe it or not.
82, wow.
You probably don't know this next one. Anna Kendrick. She was in Pitch Perfect. She was in The Accountant. Whoa, that's hold on, that's wrong. Let me see if we get it. Did I put the wrong? Nope, there we go.
39.
She is, all right, that's good, 41. And lastly, Antonio Banderas. I would guess that he looks like this now. Or like this.
52.
He is 66.
Wow.
So, Not bad, not bad. Because I knew there were a lot in here you didn't know. I just felt they deserved to have their birthdays done. All right, and then let's see. There was one other thing I wanted to talk about. Oh, I know what it was. I was hired for an acting job this weekend, or this past week. It was weird. So I get these things from Backstage, which is an acting site. And on Backstage, I got this thing saying, I saw your page. And usually when you see that, I don't give them much credibility. Because most of those people are students making student films for their senior thesis and stuff like that. And those people are just, they want you to work for free or next to nothing, and they're in New York a lot of times, and I did a couple of jobs, and I didn't, it was okay. It was, sometimes it was better than others. Sometimes you got paid, sometimes you didn't get paid, sometimes, the project's junk. Because, like, if you remember, I did that one where I was the evil guy with the smashed up face. That was a school project. I did one a couple years ago that was about where I was a minister. Well, not a minister. I was supposed to be Jesus, basically, a fat Jesus. Anyway, I did that one, and it was okay. But it didn't pay anything, and the guy ended up not doing the project all the way through, and I was really frustrated because he did. I hate when people start projects and they don't finish them, because I think that if you're going to do a project, you should at least finish it. That's my belief anyway. So, but anyway, this guy, I thought, he's going to be like that. He's going to be like not really having anything really good to do, and so I decided to. I said, let me know what you're looking for. I kept it short. I didn't really engage too much. He came back and asked me a couple more questions, and he said he watched some of the videos and he loved what I was doing, and I said, well, tell me a little bit about what you want. And he said he looked on my profile, and I have one on there where I recreated Better Call Saul scene. And it's a scene where he's in the desert. He just ripped off a bunch of drug dealers. He's got an incredible amount of money that he could disappear with the guy that is with him. And that's what the scene is. So I figured, he said he liked it. He really was impressed by it. And that was actually, that's one of my favorite reels that I've done. So I decided I was going to figure out what it is that he wants. And he said he liked that, and the reason he was interested in me was that clip in particular. But then he said he looked over my page a little bit further, and he saw that I had a championship belt that I was holding up. And he was interested because of that belt too. Well, now he caught my eye. Why do those two things? I mean, those two things are totally different things. So I engaged with him a little bit, and then he said he wanted to talk to me. And he had a part for me. It was for a movie he was making, and the part he had in mind was called Pocket Watch Larry. Well, now he intrigued me because I want to know what Pocket Watch Larry is. So I said, okay, I'll talk to you. And we had about an hour phone call. And here he told me that he was a wrestler in 2000. And he saw that I had a wrestling belt and was intrigued by that. So I told him about the school, told him about the bands. He knew I was in a band because I think it was in my profile too. And I told him, well, I'm in 2 bands. And so we talked a little bit, and I liked what he said. This guy it's not a giant role, but it's a pivotal role. And he's interested in it because he thought my acting would be perfect for this because of the reel in particular that he saw was perfect for it. So I we talked a little bit, and I understood what he was talking about, And he apparently has done a few movies. He owns a manufacturing company that makes specialized accessories for your gun. Let's put it that way. That's the best way I could say. And so he's got money. He has a place in Las Vegas and a place in Orlando or Florida somewhere. And he is going to shoot this film in Philadelphia. Okay. Now I'm interested. Plus I'm going to get paid, so I'm interested. But it's a pivotal role. So after we talked, and I gave him some clips of stuff that I've done, and you know, he sounded. The more he talks to me, the more he likes what he sees. So I wasn't looking for a lot of jobs. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm kind of interested in doing my own stuff. I'm interested in selling the stuff that I have created. So I wasn't really looking for any particular jobs, and I like to do some jobs every year just to show that I'm active. And I did 2 or 3 jobs this year and got paid for them. And I think this would be good for my resume because it's a pivotal part. So, yeah, it's going to be shooting in October, and we're going to shoot in a strip club because Pocket Watch Larry likes strip clubs, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, he said he'd even hire some of my wrestling people too, because he wanted some tough guys who are willing to take bumps. So we're going to do it. I'll keep you updated on it as we go.
Yeah.
And then we got one last thing that's pretty big, and then I'll give you the floor. And
I'll be right back.
Oh, good. Well, that'll work. This is a person that just died. He was a friend of the show, and this is probably the biggest tribute I've done yet. And it's because he's a really important person to me. Well, to the wrestling world. But he was on the show at least once, but I think multiple times. His brother was on my show probably 6 times. I don't remember how many times he was on my show, but I know he was on the show a couple times. So, yeah, this is pretty big for me. So here we go.
Today is a difficult day here at Trash Talking Radio. We've lost not only one of the greatest professional wrestlers.
Oh shoot! I got to turn on the volume.
With on multiple occasions. Dory Funk Jr. was always generous with his time, gracious with his stories, and passionate about the future of professional wrestling. Today, we'd like to honor not just the Hall of Famer the world knew, but the man we were fortunate enough to know through our conversations with him. Dory Funk Jr., 1941 to 2026, a tribute to a true legend. The world of professional wrestling has lost one of its true pioneers. Dory Funk Jr., one of the greatest technical wrestlers in history, a former NWA World Heavyweight Champion, WWE Hall of Famer, and one of the sport's most respected trainers, has passed away at the age of 85. For over 6 decades, Dory Funk Jr. represented everything professional wrestling was meant to be: toughness, discipline, sportsmanship, and excellence. His influence can still be seen in wrestling rings all over the world. Born Dorrance Ernest Funk on February 3, 1941, in Hammond, Indiana, Dory was raised in Amarillo, Texas, by wrestling promoter and champion Dory Funk Sr. Wrestling wasn't simply a family business. It was a way of life. Alongside his younger brother, Terry Funk, Dory would become one half of the most legendary brother duo in professional wrestling history. Before stepping into the squared circle, Dory was an accomplished athlete. He attended West Texas State University, where he played football and even competed in the Sun Bowl before choosing to follow his father into professional wrestling in 1963. Few could have imagined what came next. On February 11, 1969, Dory defeated Gene Kiniski to win the prestigious NWA World Heavyweight Championship. At the time, the NWA Championship was considered the richest prize in professional wrestling. Dory would hold the championship for an incredible 1,563 days, more than 4 years, making it the second longest uninterrupted reign in the title's history, trailing only the legendary Lou Thesz. Unlike many champions of his era, Dory wasn't flashy. He didn't rely on wild interviews or outrageous antics. His reputation was built on pure wrestling ability. His matches with Jack Briscoe, Harley Race, Giant Baba, Antonio Inoki, and countless others are still studied today by wrestlers who want to master the fundamentals of the sport. Throughout the 1970s, 80s, and 90s, Dory wrestled around the globe, becoming a huge star in Japan, where fans admired his technical precision and quiet intensity. Alongside his brother Terry, the Funk Brothers became one of the most respected tag teams in wrestling history. Even as wrestling evolved into the era of sports entertainment, Dory adapted. Fans remember him from WWE, WCW, ECW, All Japan Pro Wrestling, and countless independent promotions. In 1986, he teamed with Terry Funk to defeat Tito Santana and the Junkyard Dog at WrestleMania 2, introducing himself to an entirely new generation of wrestling fans. But perhaps Dory's greatest contribution came after his championship years. Together with his wife Marty, he founded the Funking Conservatory Wrestling School in Florida, where he helped shape the next generation of wrestling superstars. Among those who trained under Dory were Kurt Angle, Edge, Christian, Matt and Jeff Hardy, Mickie James, Test, Ted DiBiase Jr., and many others who would go on to become world champions themselves. Those who knew Dory often described him as humble, patient, and endlessly willing to share his knowledge. While Terry Funk became famous for his wild brawls and hardcore style, Dory represented the science of professional wrestling. Together, the brothers perfectly balanced each other and helped define generations of the business. In 2009, Dory and Terry were inducted together into the WWE Hall of Fame, cementing the Funk family's place among wrestling's greatest dynasties. Here are a few fun facts about Dory Funk Jr. He continued wrestling into his 80s and amazingly won his final match at age 83 in Japan. He loved teaching as much as competing, often saying there was no greater reward than watching his students succeed. Despite being one of the greatest champions in history, he remained approachable to fans and was a regular guest at conventions and wrestling reunions well into his later years. With the passing of Dory Funk Jr., wrestling loses one of the last living links to the golden era of the National Wrestling Alliance. His career bridged generations, from black and white television to the modern streaming era. Before we close, I'd like to share something personal. Here at Trash Talking Radio, Dory Funk Jr. wasn't just a legendary name in the history books. He was someone we were fortunate enough to call a guest, and, over the years, a friend of the show. We had the privilege of interviewing Dory on multiple occasions, and every conversation was something special. He never came across as someone who believed he was bigger than the business. Quite the opposite. Despite being one of the greatest wrestlers to ever lace up a pair of boots, he was humble, approachable, and genuinely happy to talk wrestling. What struck me the most was how passionate he was about teaching. Whenever we talked, Dory didn't spend much time bragging about his own accomplishments. He had every right to. After all, he was one of the longest reigning NWA World Heavyweight Champions in history, a WWE Hall of Famer, and a man who wrestled the biggest names the sport has ever known. Instead, he loved talking about the people he trained. You could hear the pride in his voice as he spoke about Kurt Angle, Edge, Christian, Matt and Jeff Hardy, Mickie James, Test, Ted DiBiase Jr., and so many others who walked through the doors of the Funking Conservatory. To Dory, their success meant just as much as his own. Watching them grow into champions and stars brought him incredible joy. That says everything you need to know about the man. Champions win titles. Legends create more champions. That was Dory Funk Jr. For more than 60 years, he represented what professional wrestling could be at its very best. Tough but respectful, competitive but honorable, a student of the sport who became one of its greatest teachers. His influence stretches far beyond the championships he won. It lives in every wrestler he trained, every fan he inspired, and every lesson he passed on to the generations that followed. Personally, I'd like to thank Dory for every conversation we shared here on Trash Talking Radio. Thank you for your generosity, your honesty, your incredible stories, and for always making time for us. It was an absolute privilege to hear your experiences firsthand and to preserve a small part of your incredible legacy for our audience. On behalf of everyone here at Trash Talking Radio, our deepest condolences go out to Marty, the entire Funk family, his friends, students, and millions of fans around the world. Professional wrestling has lost one of its greatest ambassadors. The ring may be silent tonight, but the lessons, the matches, the memories, and the legacy of Dory Funk Jr. will live forever. Thank you, Dory. Rest in peace, champion.
So there you go. He is a legend. He is a legend that if you know anything about wrestling at all, any history, any of that stuff, we wouldn't have nearly the talent out there if it weren't for trailblazers like him. And he definitely added to the world of wrestling, and he was good for the show. He was good to talk. He was fun to talk to. He was very, very good to, I mean, because he had a sense of humor too, but he was just awesome because, you know, you never knew what you're going to get with him because he was, you know, you knew you were going to get the straight truth though. That's one thing you could be guaranteed with. So I'm looking to see if I have a promo from him. It was so long ago. I think I gotta have one from him. It doesn't look like it. I don't see it though. I'll have to find it and I'll play it next week if I got it. Because I mean, I loved Terry Funk because he was so cool, and Dory, they were complete opposites. You'd get this one guy, Dory was truly about the science of wrestling, and then you'd have Terry, who was like, he could do hardcore, he could do anything, and he wasn't afraid to do hardcore. And I wasn't a big fan of hardcore, but when he was doing it, man, I remember when he put Ric Flair through a table like somewhere in the 80s, and I was so mad. I was like, I can't believe you did that to Ric Flair. And he was instantly the biggest heel just by doing that. And he got me mad. And it's hard to get me mad. I mean, back then I wasn't in the business, and so I had the right to be mad because he did his job. But anyway, yeah, I think the world's going to miss him. Anyway, all right, so the floor is yours.
The floor is mine.
Yeah.
The Middle East is a mess, Mike.
It is a mess. It is scaring me. It's scaring me how much of a mess it is because, man, when's it going to end? Or I don't want the world to end.
That's the question.
Yeah.
That's the question. When is it going to end? That's the problem. Well, we have the top general, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, has privately urged President Trump to find an off-ramp for the Iran conflict, arguing that air power has its limits and cannot achieve the president's objectives.
I truly believe that.
So he's reported that our stockpiles of missiles and missiles are dangerously low. And if you went about a major operation, we may not have enough defensive weapons to keep our soldiers safe. And that puts President Trump in a very awkward position because he has been threatening to annihilate Iran and try to bring them to the table. But now he doesn't really have that option left. So what's he going to do?
Right. What you going to do when they come for you?
The idea now is Trump may just declare victory if Iran would, without the nuclear deal, if he can get the Strait of Hormuz open. Trump is prepared to ease military pressure on Iran if Tehran restores shipping through the Strait of Hormuz. He's showing a lot of patience right now with Tehran because he's in this dilemma. And he's just hoping upon hope that they can reach some kind of settlement, because we're getting awful close to the midterm elections.
Wow.
And Iran is looking for a couple things. First of all, they want to know when we run out of oil reserves. They want to see when we run out of time in the midterm elections, and when we run out of defensive and offensive weapons.
And I think
it's in a waiting game.
Well, part of the thing that I found, you said about oil. I mean, one of the things that I've noticed is that U.S. emergency oil reserves have fallen below 300 million barrels for the first time since 1983.
That's right.
That's crazy. 1983.
Because we keep pumping oil out to try to keep prices down.
Yeah. So that's like 40.
Thing. We got very upset with Joe Biden for doing that. Now we're doing the exact same thing today.
Well, we aren't. The Trash Talking Radio Show isn't. Part of us are doing electric. So part of you, half the show is doing electric. So stop wasting all our oil, Doug. You're wasting half our oil. Get a car. Get an electric car.
I'd like to.
Yeah.
So, U.S. says that Iran's priority is shipping from nuclear weapons to the Strait of Hormuz. What they're asking for is they are asking for the reopening of the straits is for us to lift the naval blockades on Iranian ports, release all of their frozen assets, provide restitution and compensation for all war damages, and give them back, I said all their frozen assets. They want us to pay reparations on war damages. They want us to remove ourselves and all of our forces from the Middle East.
Of course they do.
These are all no-goes. They are demanding it. So Iran has shifted their focus from keeping their nuclear program to asserting influence over the Strait of Hormuz. They are working out a deal with Oman. It's in its final stages, but the U.S. must act to open the Hormuz. What they're trying to do is that they're trying to have the incoming traffic go through Iran and the outflowing traffic to go by Oman. And the incoming traffic going by the Iran side of the strait would pay tolls to go through. And that's against international shipping standards. International shipping goes through free waterways, except for canals. And Iran wants to change that.
Okay.
And Donald Trump has said he's not going to allow that to happen, but I don't see much what else he can do. I mean, he's stuck. He's stuck because he cannot, because of the depletion of our missile stocks, our munition stocks. He can't launch a full-scale attack, I don't think. He has no leverage. The United States is now out of leverage because last weekend, Trump and Hegseth, the Secretary of War or Secretary of Defense, whatever you prefer, clashed at Camp David over the missile depletion concerns. Trump expressed frustration over the Iran war, demanded answers from Secretary Hegseth on why he had apparently been misled on the extreme munition shortage and now threatens to limit military operations with Iran. Now, Hegseth blamed it on Deputy Secretary Steve Feinberg, but Trump evidently was misled on what our munition stocks were. And he wasn't happy about it because it really cramps his military options. So, on the side here, Deputy Secretary Steve Feinberg gave defense contractors, 21 days to propose faster delivery schedules and more production as missile stocks fell sharply. In other words, he sent out a high-priority memo giving defense contractors 21 days to submit plans for accelerating production schedules and expanding capacity, declaring that years-long deployment cycles are no longer acceptable. It takes years to replenish our supplies, 2 to 3 years it'll take to replenish these supplies. And he wants to speed it up. And I don't know how that's going to be hard to do. The surge comes amid severe strain on our air defense inventories due to the ongoing conflict. And according to an analysis by the Center for Strategic and International Studies, which I talked about last time, the Patriot interceptors have dropped over 65%, while the THAAD interceptor stock has fallen by 38%. And we don't have enough to protect our people in the Middle East. We don't have enough to protect Ukraine from Russian missiles, and we don't have enough to protect ourselves from Russia in Europe or China in the Pacific.
That's scary.
So we are in trouble.
Yeah, that's
it is scary.
That's some irritating things because they're playing against. They feel they know that too, and they know that they got us right where we are. They like that. They like that they have the control to tell us this stuff, or to make these demands, because little by little, see, that's the thing that scares me. We're diminishing our stuff, and nothing good's going to come out of this, and that scares the living daylights out of me. If we short ourselves too much, and then what happens? We
get into something with China,
or even with Iran for because we're helping the Russian or the Russian incident too with Ukraine, or the Ukraine incident with Russia, I should say. This is all bad news, and that's because we're pretending to be the cops. And I still think that we're going to end up, this was not a good idea. This was not what we should be doing.
No, Trump is through. You could say no fault of his own because he didn't know the munitions situation, but he's backed himself into a corner, or he's been backed into a corner, wherever you want to say.
And you don't see anybody reaching out. You don't see anybody reaching out to help us. We're out there. We should just abandon everybody and say, "Hey, screw you! You're not helping us."
Well, that's my theory on Europe and us backing Europe for all these decades against Russia. They don't help us when we're down, so why should we be helping them?
Right.
So now on another front in the Middle East, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu rejects Trump's Board of Peace plan for Gaza. He has come up with a 15-point plan in Gaza for disarming Hamas. So this is the bottom line. Hamas says that it will disarm, but only after Israel withdraws from Gaza. Benjamin Netanyahu said that there will be genuine disarmament before we withdraw, not fictitious disarmament. And they will have to give up all their heavy and less heavy weapons before Israel considers withdrawing. So this puts the Board of Peace plan in limbo, because neither Hamas will not move first, and neither will Israel move first. So they are at loggerheads.
I don't know why.
So as long as he serves, he said, as long as he serves, no Palestinian state will be established in Gaza, Judea, Samaria, nor will we withdraw from Gaza. There will be no Fatahistan or Hamasistan as long as he is prime minister. Now, there's elections being held on the 27th. He may not be prime minister for very much longer.
Yeah. Well, that's a big day.
He's got considerable that's a big question mark.
There's a big. I mean, that's a big day for the whole world. For other reasons. You're not gonna say it, are you?
No. What reason?
What's that? I mean, that's World Peace Day.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because of me. Because I'm playing that day. It's World Peace Day. Everybody's got to put down their weapons and listen to my music.
I got it now. Now I got it. Took me a while, Michael. I'm sorry. World Peace Day.
Yeah, something like that anyway. Oh, man. I just, my self-importance, you know.
Hey, did you know that Trump boarded a secret Turkish flight via catering truck during the Iran threat? He boarded Air Force One, the new one.
Oh, yes, I heard about this. I just heard about this. Wait a minute. Let me see if I have an article. I think I do. Let me see. Where's it at? Where's that? That's not it. That's not it. I have an article. Where did I put it? Hold on. Must be on the other page. Go ahead and talk about it. I think I have something on.
Well, what happened was there's a threat against the president, and the Secret Service determined it was a credible threat. So he gets on the plane in front of camera crews. He walks to the back of the plane into the galley. He leaves the galley through a hydraulic catering truck, and he gets onto a military aircraft and flies out of country. Leaving, he only took a few aides with him, leaving the whole press corps and the rest of his aides and military personnel on Air Force One to fly when there was a credible threat against the president.
I mean, that's freaky, though. I mean, he did it well enough that nobody figured it all out, and
nobody figured it out. It's just come to light now,
and they had to do it as quietly as possible. And that's, I mean, kudos to those people to have put that together and get him out of there safely. So yeah, I'm very impressed that he got out of there safely like that. I must have lost that article somehow. I had an article on that.
Democratic Senator Richard Blumenthal called the incident unprecedented and surreal, demanding a congressional briefing on safety precautions for passengers aboard the older Air Force One deemed too dangerous for the president.
Yeah.
They were kept in the dark. The press pool and staff were kept in the dark and told on the decoy Air Force One and were instructed to keep their window shades closed during the flight.
Jeez.
To Royal Air Force Base, Mendenhall in Britain.
I would
believing Trump was still on board.
I would have been really, really upset if someone I knew was on that plane and it exploded. Because they had an idea that something was going to happen and didn't tell the people that were on the plane. That's kind of serious. I don't think I would have loaded people onto that plane.
That's why Blumenthal's upset, because he said they used the press pool and the rest of the White House staff because nobody knew.
I wouldn't want. I'd quit after that. I'd say, "What? You did what? We were in what?" Oh man, that would freak me out. I'm just glad that I'm not politically associated. I have enough time.
Trump, Here's another good one. Trump says Exxon and Chevron are making too much money on higher oil prices amid the Iran war. Trump said the oil giants are making too much money. Chevron reported $12 billion profit in the quarterly net income, and ExxonMobil posted 14.5. And for the June, it was the, what was it? The April to June quarter.
Jeez.
Now, Andrew Lippo, president of the energy consulting firm Lippo Oil Associates, explained that pump prices reflect complex supply chain costs, including refinery constraints, not crude oil price alone, creating delays in the retail theft. Now, the major oil companies, both Chevron and Exxon, only own 5% of gas stations. So even if they could lower the cost, the rest of the gas stations wouldn't have to go along.
Yeah.
So the Trump ordered the Department of Justice to investigate in late June, but no evidence of unlawful price gouging has been established. So that's a lot of money to be made in one quarter, $12 billion and $14.5 billion.
You know,
oil companies make money.
Yeah. Well, you know, they're gonna make their money when they can, and they're gonna gouge us when they can, and they're gonna get away with it because no one's gonna stop them.
All holidays, every holiday, prices go up.
Yep.
Jeez. In Europe, Ukraine's President Zelensky of Ukraine says that up to 50,000 North Korean troops to be deployed in Russia to the front. Zelensky said the deployment would deepen North Korea's role in the war and urged South Korea to help with air defense and drones. President Zelensky warned that Russia plans to deploy between 30,000 and 50,000 North Korea troops on its territory to gain experience in modern warfare and deepen military cooperation amid the conflict in Ukraine. North Korea has supplied significant military support to Russia, including up to 50% of certain artillery shells and ballistic missiles, and North Korean personnel trained to operate these munitions are deployed by Russia. So he can't get the manpower out of Russia anymore, so he's bringing in North Korean troops.
Jeez.
You know, they are still losing 35,000 Russians a month.
Wow.
In the Ukraine war. 35,000 soldiers a month.
That's a lot. Jeez. I mean, we're losing like every once in a while we lose maybe 1 to 5. So to lose 35,000, that's a big difference.
That'll just show you the difference between the Ukraine and Russia, because Putin doesn't care.
Yeah, well, that's one reason he has.
He doesn't care about the lawful life. It doesn't matter to him. And we are looking to put a permanent military base in Poland. Okay. That ought to tick the Russians off.
Wow.
That'll all tick them right off. In the Caribbean, the Trump administration boosts U.S. intelligence operations in Cuba amid harder line on Havana. The move is part of a broader pressure campaign that includes sanctions, fuel restrictions, and $100 million in aid tied to reforms. President Trump administration has increased intelligence operations in Cuba, deploying more covert agents and surveillance flights to pressure the government, according to a report by Politico. Cuba has faced a deepening crisis since Trump imposed an oil blockade, which we talked about before, leaving the country without fuel and straining resources. Last month, the State Department issued a report accusing Cuba of sustained campaign and surveillance against the United States. We have found Cuban agents in our federal government. We've been rooting them out now for the past month or two.
Jeez.
So it looks like that could go south here at any moment, too. They expect that once Iran's done, that we will move on Cuba. That is the assumption. Trump has repeatedly suggested Cuba is on the brink of collapse and has hinted that the United States is prepared to stage a military intervention to force government change. This is a policy where he wants no communism and no socialists in in the Americas.
Jeez.
And he's moving against all these socialist and communist.
What will happen to the Democratic Party then?
It won't happen. They're pro-communist, so Cuba's safe if they will.
Yeah.
Hey, your computers are about to demand your age before you can use them. Did you hear about this?
I have not heard about this, but I would imagine that has something to do with Facebook and Instagram and all that.
Yes, age verification laws are moving from adult websites straight to your operating system, putting your anonymies at risk.
You know, the problem with that is the same as some of the other things that have tried to do that. Like, we're going to lock it down. That's like, okay, so on a similar note, that this is just for an example. So Tesla has been thinking of doing something like that with their full self-driving program. There's some people that got banned from using full self-driving because they cheated the system, so they're going to lock it out. And they're thinking of using face recognition to turn your full self-driving on or off. So they're locking full self-driving to a person rather than to the vehicle, because there are people that cheat the system. They try to cheat the system, and they're cutting like little heads off of G.I. Joe dolls and putting in front of the camera so that it looks like you're always looking forward. And they don't, and people don't realize that full self-driving is a great tool, but I would not trust it to do all the decisions for me, especially if I wasn't paying attention. And because it's not ready yet. There's some things it just doesn't do yet. And so they're thinking of doing that too. So little by little, these people are locking things in by account, by computer, by whatever it is. And I don't think that's a good idea. I mean, personally, I think that if you, first off, it's expensive. So if that means if you're locking your computer in, that means that if you have a computer and your kids have a computer, and let's say you have 4 kids, and so each one would have to have their own computer for this to really work, because it's locking in by, unless they're doing it by some other means. You know, that's I don't like the idea of doing it by that. I like the idea of doing it by, if I pay, say I want to buy a nice computer, $2,000, and that means that, say Christine couldn't use my computer to get on her Facebook or whatever. You know, that's I don't know. I think that's really bad, especially if you don't have kids. But I don't know. I dislike the idea of it. If I had kids, I probably might not, but I don't have kids.
I don't know. 3 in 5 Americans favor stronger oversight on social media coverage. A Reuters iPost poll found that 66% support age verification tools and 61% want firmer oversight on media companies, social media companies.
I think the problem is that the parents still are not taking responsibility for their kids getting on the computer and watching this stuff, and they have to take at least 50% of the blame for this. 50%, and they're putting it all on Facebook, and Facebook's paying out these big amounts of fines. Now, not that I have a problem with Facebook paying money out because they make so much money, but it's a bad precedent to set.
Well, there's like 1,100 lawsuits against Facebook right now in the court system.
Right, and the problem is they should all be tossed out, and the parents should step up to the plate and fix the problem at home. I hate when parents, you know, it's not like it's kind of like, it's not like a situation, it should be like alcohol. You have to have an ID to get alcohol, but it's not the parents. I mean, it's really the parents that are what it comes down to. I feel the parents should be really held responsible for something like this. This is really bad when you put it on the business. I mean, that's like going to well, it's not quite like that, but I was going to say it was like going to an alcohol place for alcohol. You know, a bar. You have to check their ID at the bar. You know, that's fine, but you're in person there. But you're talking about something that's on, you know, Facebook. You can't even call Facebook. So that's the one complaint I have with Facebook, because they kept blocking me, and I couldn't plead my case to them directly. I had to count on them doing the right thing. Now, unfortunately, they did do the right thing, but that's not something I would have expected them to do, because I've lost my account before because they don't do the right thing. But I still think that it should go two ways. It should be the parents that should be the ones that are policing that more than Facebook.
An overwhelming 85% of Americans view social media as addictive for children and harmful to mental health. Yet, 70% of respondents report their own platform time is fun.
Yes.
So, support for tighter rules cross party lines. 74% of Republicans and 69% of Democrats favor increased oversight. Something needs to be done now, D.C. resident Christopher Chen said, by the government to protect these kids. Despite more than a dozen states passing laws regulating minors' social media access, enforcement remains difficult. Kansas resident Paula Dix noted that children find workarounds to get around the blocks.
That's the problem. And that's why the parents are the ultimate police that should be on this.
I agree, Mike.
I think that I certainly don't mind Facebook paying fines, because I think they deserve it. But I also don't think it's fair. It's, you know, if you're talking about fair, it's not really a fair thing to do that. Now, maybe there's got to be a way that a compromise of some sort. I don't know what it would be, but I think that the issue is that, you know, they're relying too much on Facebook to be a babysitter, and Facebook's not your babysitter. So I can't get behind this as much as I would like to get behind it. I can't get behind it.
Where are we at now, Mike?
We're in Cincinnati. Cincinnati. It's hard to believe we actually are near you.
near me. Wow, I wish I knew where that was.
It doesn't. Let me see. It doesn't really say. It says Cincinnati, USA, and but it doesn't say where it is. It doesn't, because it looks like a picture. It looks like
a picture.
Yeah, but we're looking out the window of a hotel room. But it really does look like a picture.
Well, SpaceX plans to turn Starlink into a full-fledged mobile service.
Yes, actually, I got information on that. That's kind of, it's really an interesting concept. And actually, I thought of buying Starlink for my car. And reason being, you don't have any outages. You know, you don't have any dead spots, which makes it, I mean, as long as you have a clear sky, or you know, you're not in the middle of, you're not in a building. Well, somehow it works, but I mean, but I like the idea of the Starlink. It's not an answer for everything. It's not as fast as a hardline internet connection, but it works everywhere. And that's kind of cool. You know, if you're driving in the middle of, say you're driving in well, let's talk Australia, where there's long roads with nothing in them but desert, or the desert. Let's say we're talking about Arizona or you know, Nevada. You know, long stretches of things that, you know, you don't have any kind of signal. You can get signal with them. It's really, I think it's and it's not really that expensive for what you get. So having that, in fact, a lot of them will be in the new cars, will be in the new Tesla cars anyway. But I think I do think it's the right way to go. I think there's a lot of need for that. So hopefully that will be.
Well, they are expecting to have thousands of satellites by the end of fiscal year 2028. They are working with Apple, Samsung, and Google now to get the chipsets in them so that they can access the Starlink.
That's cool.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, it is. It's technology that can be used all over the world too. It's not just proprietary to us.
No, it's everywhere. So when Starship gets going here, and they're starting to put it up into space more often, they'll have thousands of satellites up all over the world. Pentagon releases 41 new UFO files, including 2026 sightings. It's the 5th disclosure of the documents and images, with records dating back to 1950 and sightings reported this year. Have you heard anything about any of it?
I've been keeping my eye on things like that because a lot of these vehicles, you want to call them spaceships, whatever you want to call them, a lot of them seem to be cigar shaped, and a lot of them seem to be, something I think is really interesting in these new videos is that they aren't necessarily left to right. A lot of these are up and down, so they kind of defy everything that we have known about flight. Yeah. Yes. And they've already broken the laws of physics the way that they can turn on a dime. So if these things are indeed truly, this show has changed my mind about UAPs and stuff, and the show, the Skinwalker Ranch, really has changed a way that I think about a lot of this stuff, because I never really believed that much in it before, and I never really had a reason to believe it, because when I was younger, I thought we were by ourselves, and I was pretty close-minded about that. But my mind's opening a little bit, and that scares me that there could actually be this. But the different vehicles have been. There's not. I don't know how I want to say this, but the vehicles that we see in these newer ones aren't the same as. There's a lot of different types of vehicles, a lot of different types of ships, and the ones that we've seen in other countries and stuff, they don't have the technology to do this stuff. They don't have the technologies to fake this stuff. Now, unless they're using CGI, but it's no longer. I don't believe that it's CGI. I think there are some that are CGI because, there are people out there that would do that kind of stuff. But I have to believe that there's something going on out there. There's something happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man over there with a spaceship. I guess that's not the words, but anyway.
Okay. On national news, Justice Samuel Alito confirms he is staying on the Supreme Court for another term. He is 76 years old, and he is going to not retire this year.
See, I'm not sure what I think about people. Like, when you're that old, there's a point where you got to say, okay, I'm done. And I'm starting to think that there might be that for presidents too. I mean, look at Biden.
Well, look at him now. You heard what's happening to him. His prostate cancer is spread into his bones.
But even if you just disregard that,
if he'd have won,
yeah, Oh, yeah. That would have been a problem. But, I mean, the thing is,
would have been a major problem.
But even if you think about, let's say he doesn't have that, but his mental facilities at this point, his faculties at this point, are not anything that I would be happy with. I mean, imagine what the war would be like if he were the president. And certainly if she were the president, what would have happened? I hate to think.
Nothing. Iran would have a nuclear bomb by now and would have used it.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not really sure how I feel about... I'm wondering if maybe there should be an age limit on going for president because, I mean, even though we're living longer, we're also running into some pretty heavy health issues coming up with these recent presidents. Now, you know, I mean, I don't know how many 80-year-old presidents we've had, but it seems to be...
Trump's the oldest. Trump's the oldest.
Oh, is he? Is he? Okay. I
yes,
didn't know
he
that.
is.
I didn't know that. That's... Go ahead, keep talking. I got something I want to check.
Okay. Well, Alito said that he doesn't want 20-somethings and 30-somethings that particularly are not lawyers to tell him what to do. So he is going to stay on the court, which guarantees a supermajority for the conservatives in the country. U.S. economy unexpectedly lost 23,000 jobs in July. 23,000 jobs were lost in July. And it's because of aging population, retiring baby boomers, and reduced immigration flows are changing hiring patterns throughout the year. And teen workers, and I don't really understand this, I'm not an economist, but they kind of serve as canary in the coal mines. They kind of serve as that canary that lets them know if there's an oxygen or carbon dioxide problem. When a lot of teens aren't being hired or losing their jobs, that's bad for the economy. And that's going to happen in this summer. So summer hiring is the worst that it's been of last year's record low. So teens weren't hired this summer at a very high rate at all.
I have our...
So that's not good for the economy.
I looked up the oldest presidents at inauguration, and you are correct. Trump is number one. Him and Biden. But I guess at this point he's the oldest one, right? Well, he would be he would have been because he was 78 in 2025, so that would make him 79 now. Biden was 78 plus 4 years, right? Yeah. So he would have been 82. So he's right there. They're right there, neck and neck. And the next one was Ronald Reagan at 69. So, yeah, that's a big gap. That's a big change. Jeez.
Yeah, I think we're done. I think we're going to get a younger president next time.
We gotta.
No matter which party it is.
Well, regardless of who we get, he's going to be younger or she's going to be younger, probably. Because I don't see him going. So. We're not going to get any more 78s, I think.
Not for a long time. I think we're done with this.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. U.S. Senate passes short-term funding bill to avert government shutdown before the election. It was a 90-6 vote that funds agencies at current levels, including bipartisan conception on hemp rules, grants, and Border Patrol money. The bill, this is interesting, the bill retains a 1-month delay on intoxicating hemp products, despite Senator Ted Budd's unsuccessful effort to strip it, citing a nearly 10-fold increase in cannabis emergency room visits by minors since 2017.
Wow.
So in other words, they're going against hemp products in this new legislation. I guess that's trying to reverse marijuana legalization.
Yeah. Oh,
because
man.
Teens are going to the emergency room more and more.
Yeah. don't know. I just use it for sleep. I use it, I take one marijuana pill a night, and that's it. I don't do any more than that. I was doing stuff for pain, but my pain hasn't been, usually I just like it for night. That way I don't have to worry about being out of control or anything, out of my head and all that stuff.
You just sleep nice.
Yeah, it does. I actually sleep much better. And I dream. That's something that I hadn't done in 30 years, about 30 years when I was working. I never used an alarm clock in my life. I mean, I always was up on time just because my stress level was, and I didn't realize it, but my stress level when it came to work wanted to make sure I wasn't late, and I really was never late. Okay.
You just did that naturally without an alarm clock.
Right. Just because I was so hyper about going to work. And I liked my job, too. That was another thing.
Wow. Senate passes sanction bill on Russia and Iran named for the late Senator Lindsey Graham. The bipartisan vote would let President Donald Trump impose tariffs of up to 100% on major Russian emerging energy buyers, including China and India. On Friday, the U.S. Senate passed Lindsey Graham Sanction Russia and Iran Act of 2026 by a vote of 86 to 11, targeting Russia energy revenues and extending Iran sanctions to 2031. It was championed by the late Senator Lindsey S. Graham. The bill aims to increase economic pressure on Russia's war in Ukraine. So Trump can charge 100% tariffs on anybody who buys Russian oil.
Wow.
Yeah. ICE expects to equip all of its field officers with body cameras by the end of August.
I like that.
Acting director, what?
I like the idea of that.
Yes, it's about time. It should have been done a long time before this. But yes, they will have body cameras, which will help in all these situations that they find themselves in. We will have a much better idea of what actually took place.
I think it's awesome. That's one thing that I think was one of the best things we've done for this, for the officers and for the perks or whatever. Because really, that's the only way you can tell who's telling the truth. But it really sucks when you get these cops that lose footage, or somehow it gets turned, the camera gets turned off or whatever, and there's got to be something more to the story than what is going on. Why would they turn the camera off? And actually, I have one here that I'm going to talk about a guy that was beating up his guy, and there's no reason to beat the guy up. He was on the ground. There's those cops that really need to be
bad. There's bad cops.
Yeah,
there are bad cops.
But hopefully,
they're not all bad, but there are bad.
There are some though that are, and there are definitely things that scare me about that they are. So, all right. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay, Trump says he will appeal to the Supreme Court after lower court blocks White House ballroom.
Oh, man.
They gave him 2 weeks to appeal. The panel said the above-ground work cannot proceed without Congress's approval and gave the administration 2 weeks to seek review by the Supreme Court. But he cannot build his ballroom. The $400 million ballroom.
That's crazy.
Can I ask you a question? How many ballrooms cost $400 million to build?
Apparently none so far, because they're not letting him do it.
Now, the military portion of the ballroom can be completed.
Okay.
They're building underground shelters, resistant to drone strikes, resistant to nuclear weapons, and they're building all kinds of structures down below. The military's been wanting to do this for years, and this gave them the ability to do it, this ballroom. That can continue because that's national security paid for out of a different pot of money.
Right.
But it's the ballroom up top that cannot be built without congressional approval. And do you think he's going to get congressional approval?
No.
He might, because there's a hole in the ground.
Yeah.
But he may not get it. The next president may get it.
Now, who's paying for this?
It wasn't supposed to cost the taxpayers a dime, but it ended up costing them some money. So he was supposed to get private donations for the whole thing. So the massive military complex with bomb shelters essential for national security can go forward. But the ballroom, even though it's being privately funded, cannot go forward until Congress approves it.
I don't know.
We'll see what the Supreme Court says.
I don't know what the big deal is if they're not if it's not being paid for by our taxes. I don't see what the big deal is.
They hate Trump.
But that's the truth. But I don't know what reasons they're using that he can't finish the thing. And, it's just like it seems silly. I mean, this seems like childish, like high school things. I'm not going to let you finish it.
Yeah. It is kind of embarrassing to have to put up white tents to entertain foreign leaders when they come to the White House.
Right.
So,
well, I mean, the
I'm
thing,
kind of in favor of it.
Trump will like it for his third term. He'll have it ready by then.
Or his fourth. Whatever.
Well, I don't know. The fourth one, he better have new stuff by then.
Yeah.
At least
hey,
for
Diddy's in the news again.
Who is? Oh, yeah, I heard.
Diddy.
Go ahead. What do you got?
Yeah, Sean Diddy is expected to leave Fort Dix criminal prison on February 20th, 2028, after about a 1-month delay for his fight with another inmate.
Oh,
He
okay.
lost a month of good time.
Jeez.
So now he won't get out to February 20th, 2028. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy.
Yeah, I was thinking that. There's been a lot of stuff in the news about it. What was there was some kind of, let me see if I grabbed that article. I think there was an article that I wanted to say, and since you brought that up, I was going to add that. Oh yeah, there's the Pentagon releases 5th batch of UFO files. It was probably around there. Oh, we got to do that too. Yeah. There was some kind of news about. The guy was the guy that shot Tupac.
Yes, Tupac
was in the news, and it had something.
He's going to court. He's going to trial.
Yeah, and he was mentioning that somehow Diddy's name came up in that, and I thought that was interesting. So I don't really remember all the stuff on that. I'd have to look for it, but I'm looking for it right now. But you can continue, and if I find it, I'll let you know.
Well, the last article I have here is bipartisan lawmakers seek a 100-foot buffer zone to protect houses of worship from protests. Intensifying hate crimes and harassment at religious sites nationwide prompted the legislation, with groups documenting more than 530 incidents of harassment at synagogues in the last year alone in the United States. 530 instances of harassment at Jewish synagogues in the last year alone in the United States. The bill imposes civil penalties rather than criminal charges on those who knowingly disrupt services, with the Anti-Defamation League and American Jewish Community helping draft the measure to endorse it and endorsing it. Civil rights leaders argue the measure could infringe upon constitutional free speech rights, and citing legal precedents, including a federal judge's June's decision blocking Nassau County's Religious Safety Act from enforcement. Supporters estimate that it's a 70% chance of passing this bill before the year's end. although the House is currently in August recess and the legislative window narrows because of midterm elections. But they want to put a 100-foot buffer zone around all houses of worship. That includes mosques, Christian churches, Jewish synagogues, Hindu shrines, around any place where there's worship. You'd have to be 100 foot away from it while they are having services.
Okay.
So
I don't have a problem with that.
I don't have a problem with it either.
I think that you should be free to worship whoever you want to worship. So, and feel that you're going to get out alive. So, okay. Are you done?
I am done. It's all yours.
Okay, here is what I found. There's that Pentagon one that I told you that I thought I had, but I didn't know where it was. I just found it. What's in the new UFO files? The bulk of Friday's release includes a type of grainy videos that has been the hallmark of past disclosures, showing flying objects captured by military sensors and cameras. 6 of the videos show different versions of the same incident: an encounter over Gulf of Oman by Special Operations Forces on an AC-130 gunship in September 2021. The clips are cell phone videos of screens on a gunship showing objects picked up firsthand by its infrared and other sensors. All accompanying intelligence report sheds more light on the footage. The report says that forces on board the gunship observed approximately 25 instances of UAPs while conducting a live fire exercise in the Gulf of Oman. The UAPs were observed as cold orbs flying at lower altitudes between 250 to 1,300 miles per hour in different formations, as well as maneuvering aggressively. That scares me that they can do that kind of stuff. Here's one of them. We're seeing this moving here. Let's see what this one does. Let's see. This clip captured by the U.S. government special agent in the western U.S. this year. The Pentagon said the video features 2 slow-moving black hot areas, in contrast visible in infrared. I think there's something there. So there, I mean, these things are really kind of freaky. That I wish I knew. Oh, here's another one that's these things here. It's like I just would love to know the truth. So I don't know. I guess hopefully we'll know someday, but we probably won't ever know. We'll probably be dead before they reveal the truth of this stuff, or before somebody actually says what's going on. But Puerto Rico is rationing water amid a severe drought. That's kind of scary. More than 180,000 customer accounts in the capital city of San Juan and nearby areas will be running water will have running water cut off for 48 hours at a time. July was San Juan's driest month on record since 1899. That's kind of crazy. I'm going to try to run through some of these because I got some interesting things. Volunteers for a year-long space travel simulation. Would you want to do that for NASA?
No.
Me neither.
No, I would not want to be isolated for a year.
Me neither. I think I'll stay here. I think it's fairly, other than Iran and Iraq and Russia and all that, it's mostly a safe world. So, did you know there's a record number of adults moving in with their parents?
Yes.
That's insane to me. I mean, the first thing I did was get out of my parents' house. It says here a record number of adults under 35 in the U.S. are moving in with their parents, either because they can't afford homes of their own or because they want to save money and the rising cost of living, according to a recent study. This is interesting, but it also, I know of someone who has a house and she's renting to 3 guys, and they're all in their late 20s, maybe early 30s, and none of them are responsible. What's going on with the world? I mean, when I was 30, I was just getting divorced, and I was trying to figure out what my next step in life was, but I had already worked full-time for I don't even know how many years, and all I wanted to do was try to get out of debt and to get on with life and do the right thing. I mean, you're like that too. I mean, you didn't try to move in with your mom. You tried to make yourself better, and it seems like the generation, that generation especially, has no desire to do that, and I can't even get that. Can't wrap my head around it. So, yeah, it's out there. There's a lot of people out there that are wanting to do that. I couldn't imagine living with my parents any longer than I did. I mean, you know, I cared about my parents, but I didn't want to live with them. New dating apps ditch swiping for AI matchmaking. So now you can be had a match made up with an AI generator. Gen Z apps like Ditto ditch swiping in favor of AI matchmaking. I don't know. Because how many people are honest in their profiles? You know, that's. I don't think I'd want that. I just think that you're taking too much of a oh, here.
Well, I guess in theory, if your likes and dislikes match, temperament matches.
Yeah, I guess. Maybe.
If you're honest about that stuff, but how many people are honest about that?
True. In ancient Rome, what do you think the punishment was for tax fraud?
Death.
You win. Ding, 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 ding. The punishment was indeed death. Jeez. Talk about a strict, we want our money or else you die. So that's kind of weird to think about that in today's terms. So, yeah. Anyway, authorities rescue a newborn cocaine hippo linked to Pablo Escobar. What do you need to know about that? What in the world is a cocaine? I'm afraid to ask what a cocaine hippo was. He brought
200 so-called cocaine hippos.
Yeah, I can't. I can't even believe he's still around. Yeah, 200 so-called cocaine hippos, and he all of which descended from a colony brought to South America by slain cocaine kingpin Pablo Escobar. Fishermen found a small hippo separated from its mother and hidden in the bushes along the riverbank in a rural area of Puerto Nare municipality. So that's and those poor little those poor little hippos. Let's see. All right, so we got that. Whoops, what do we got here? Okay, get rid of this. So that's my cocaine hippo story. Then we got Meta ordered. Now you talked about this, but you didn't say how much. Meta ordered to pay a total of $947 million to address harm to kids from social media. So that's there's your good reason to not have bought Instagram and WhatsApp, because it just made it bigger. I don't know. That just seems insane, but I don't know. Kellogg to remove all artificial color from cereals by year's end, and after identifying fruit and vegetable-based juices alternatives ahead of 2027 deadline. So, yeah, that's another thing I never would have imagined. Then we've got, I think I'll save that for later because it doesn't have an expiration. The man, that doesn't have I'll save that because that does that. Teen struck by semi. Family demands answers. Chicago teen riding home from work on an electric scooter lost his life after a collision with a semi-truck on a street lacking dedicated bike lanes. Man, I'm telling you, that looks like a pretty bad accident.
It does.
That truck's laying on that car, and I would imagine if that's his bike that they're looking at it, that kid had no chance. Alex Blanchio, 16, was riding his electric motor scooter northbound on Western Avenue near Bell Avenue in North Center neighborhood around 3:30 Monday when he lost control of the scooter. Northbound Freightliner semi-truck struck the kid during the incident. Police transported him to a medical center, and it's a shame. That kid was really young, but it's very sad. Witnesses threatened. There's a teen death probe out there. Let's see here. Why is that not opening? Here we go. Authorities in Mississippi have charged 3 individuals with orchestrating a campaign of violent threats against witnesses, and court officials investigating the death of teenager Nolan Wells, with suspects allegedly threatening to bomb the government offices and murder cooperating witnesses and their families. Edward James Porter faces charges allegedly making multiple phone calls to 2 witnesses July 31st. According to documents obtained by NBC News, Porter threatened to kill witnesses and their families, claimed he knew where they lived, and told one witness he would cut them up and place them in a suitcase. Threats came as witnesses cooperated with authorities investigating Wells' death at a gathering where the teen was last seen. So there's the kid. Where Wells' friends told officials they left the gathering early because their boat was taking on water. They said Wells wanted to stay behind and catch a later ride with other people. When Wells never returned home, his mother and friend reported him missing. I mean, bomb threats, really? What does this what kind of stuff does this kid have that that could be that important that they would want to kill people over them? I don't know.
I know. Really.
It's really, really weird to think about it. So Minnesota woman convicted, 900. So this one's kind of weird. A Minnesota woman convicted of disorderly conduct in a viral video showed a confrontation with a child at Rochester Playground has raised nearly $900,000 through crowdfunding, even as she appeals her guilty verdict. The Olmsted County jury found Shiloh Hendricks guilty of disorderly conduct against the man who recorded the April 2025 incident at the Roy Sutherland Playground at Soldiers Park. The jury acquitted her on a second count involving the child directly. Hendricks' attorney filed an appeal earlier this week with no trial date scheduled for the appellate proceedings. This leads me to believe if people raised $900,000, they must think that she's not guilty of something. Or first off, we don't even know what she's guilty of other than she confronted a child at a playground. But, this is probably it. Oh, Woman accused of calling a child a racist slur found guilty. So she's a white lady. All right, why don't we watch it?
New from overnight, a Rochester jury reaching a late-night verdict in the case of a woman accused of calling a little boy a racial slur at a park.
Shiloh Hendricks was facing 2 counts of disorderly conduct. Hannah Flood is in the live center with how this trial ended and what this means going forward. Hi, Hannah.
Yeah, good morning. You may remember this case because of that now viral video that started all of it. The video shows Shiloh Hendricks allegedly calling an 8-year-old boy with autism a racial slur while she was out at the playground with her child. It was posted last year and it led to community rallies and an outpouring of support both for the child and family it featured, but also for the woman, for Hendricks. She was charged with 2 counts of disorderly conduct and took the case all the way to a jury trial. According to KTTC, late last night, the jury returned a split verdict, finding her guilty of 1 count, but not guilty of the other count. The count she was found guilty for was not related to the racial slur thrown at the child, but instead conduct against the man who took that viral video. Now, during the trial, the Rochester branch of the NAACP submitted a victim impact statement and asked the judge for the stiffest sentence possible, saying, quote, "The words and actions of Ms. Hendricks caused tremendous fear and trauma to a defenseless child. For many members of our community, this was not simply an isolated playground incident. It was a painful reminder that the hatred represented by that word still exists today." Hendricks did not speak in court. KTTC reporting Hendricks was sentenced to probation. She has to complete 200 hours of community service and will be required to pay a $1,000 fine. Tom and Kelly.
All right, Hannah, thanks for the update overnight. Appreciate that.
Time now. I mean, if she did say these things, but why? I thought she was going to jail.
Jury had a fine of $1,000.
If that's the only thing, pay the freaking fine. And if she did all this stuff, if she was doing a racial thing, shame on her. In 2026, there's zero excuse for any of that kind of action. So I don't know, but it just seems really bizarre. I would have let this thing go quickly just to get it out of the news if it were me, but I don't say things like that either. So But it says witnesses threatened. So she threatened. Okay.
Witnesses.
Okay, so here's what happened. It says, according to the father was at the park with his 3 children, including an 8-year-old son with autism. The boy approached someone else's diaper bag, took an applesauce pouch from it. When the father tried to retrieve the item, Hendricks saw the incident unfold and began chasing the child. Well, first off, it's none of her business, unless it was her bag that they took it out of. The complaint states that she became angry with the boy, using a racial slur that caused the child to freeze in place. You can use the freedom of speech, too. I mean, you shouldn't use that word, but it isn't an illegal thing. By the way, I'm not siding with her. I think she should have been punished, but I don't know. The complaint says she became angry. Okay, use that. The crowdfunding, she said about needing to relocate. Well, she expressed fear about potentially needing to relocate her family for safety reasons and solicited donations for, well, I guess all the racist people decided that she needed to move. Jeez, yeah. Now I'm not really for her at all. I don't like her at all now. Jeez. How could you donate money to a woman that does that? I
think you got it. You got all the racists out there that are donating to her so she can get out of town.
But that seems, makes me want to go out and do it just so I can get a nicer house. It's just, oh my gosh. Oh man. It seems so weird to have that. I don't know. Now this, I do like this article. Judge breaks Trump's wind blockade. I am all about ways to make electricity without involving the corporations. I saw some really cool stuff on Facebook about how for about $100 you can have wind energy power your house. And wind energy isn't a thing that matters whether it's day or night. So if you have a good location, like I live up on a big hill, but I noticed I have a lot of big trees around me. But the wind comes down that road that I live on, and there's lots of times that I end up with the neighbor's garbage because it blows down this way. So I know there's a lot of wind that I could use. I could pay, generate electric off of these devices, and so I'm looking into that type as my next thing, because at nighttime my batteries can be charged by the wind, and daytime my batteries can be charged by the wind, and a lot of wind lot of wind. There's a lot of wind out there. So I'm happy about that. I mean, I don't think that I still don't understand why Trump was anti-solar and anti-electric and anti-devices like that. I just think
He's a big oil and gas guy.
Yeah, I just think
you could be both. You could be a big oil and gas guy and be a good solar and wind guy.
Like I'm totally into conserving energy wherever I can, but it's like I still had it. It's funny because I didn't even know I still had it. I had a gas lawnmower in my garage. It's been there for probably 5 years, untouched for 5 years or so, because I bought a Cobalt electric mower, a Cobalt chainsaw, a Cobalt weed eater, a Cobalt hedge trimmers. They all use the same batteries. So I didn't see a reason to not do that, because electric's a lot cheaper than gas. And now especially, I don't need them. So I gave it away today. And so I don't need it, because it's so dry. I haven't used it in so long. The tank's actually dry. So that was pretty funny. This is interesting. There's a company out there that's putting out a website called MySpace. I don't think it'll catch on.
Yes.
I don't think it'll catch on.
I don't know.
So for those of us that are old enough to remember MySpace, I was into MySpace. I had a MySpace for my personal use. I had a MySpace for my radio show, and I had a MySpace for my music and wrestling stuff too. But I think I had 3 versions of that because I was keeping them separate. And MySpace was put out of business by obviously Facebook, because they were smart enough to grab technology and use it. But MySpace had not gone down quietly. They had gone down kicking and screaming, but with horrible management. And so the owners, Tim and Chris, I think Vanderhook, I think it was, they have not really announced it yet. They haven't announced a date yet, but they're going to relaunch MySpace. My question is, are they relaunching it as a brand new thing, or is my webpage still going to be there? Because that'd be cool, because I had some really cool media on there back in the early days. In fact, I probably have my radio show somehow linked to that, and I'd love to get some of those interviews from way back then. So it's really interesting, but it was owned by Timberlake at one time. Justin Timberlake bought it because he tried to relaunch it, and a couple other people tried to relaunch it, and they had 115 million monthly visitors by 2008. 115 million. I mean, I just don't know what happened to it, because it really, I mean, it was the coolest thing back in the day, but. We're going to see if they can make a comeback, see if they can bring it back from the dead. So, dogs can. This you probably know this. And I don't know how much of this you know, but dogs can differentiate between a range of human emotions by reading our facial expressions.
Yeah, I saw this article.
Yeah, this is really cool. According to a brain scan results published, I think it was yesterday or the day before or whatever, researchers put 8 dogs into an MRI scanner, and showed them photos of people with happy or neutral expressions. The happy faces activated a brain region associated with reward processing. The neutral faces did not. In the second experiment, 12 dogs were shown photos of people with happy, sad, fearful, angry expressions. The MRI scans suggest that they could not distinguish, or they could distinguish happiness from the 3 negative emotions and fear from the sadness and anger. But for reasons that are unclear, they appeared to be unable to differentiate anger and sadness. When I do that, I got my little dog, my little dog, he is very, he looks at me and he wags his tail. If I smile, he really wags his tail. I don't have to do anything to make him happy or sad. That dog just, he can read our expressions, and he's really good at it. And Cheyenne, she's good at it, but she doesn't care. She has her own agenda. She wants her stuff when she wants her stuff, and she wants her hugs when she wants her hugs, and she doesn't, she runs the family. She doesn't have any, she doesn't have any, she doesn't care what we think. So it's all about her. The drummer from ZZ Top has got some serious health issues, so they canceled a lot of their tour. I hope it's not going to be bad, because I hope he gets out of this. But you got to think, those guys, they've been around since at least the 60s, maybe even before that. So that's Frank Beard, the guy that doesn't have the beard. And he's got, it says they canceled their August 5th show for the Hollywood Bowl. And as you can notice, 2 have beards, 1 does not. And they didn't really, I don't think they said what it was, but they said the reason was behind, sources tell his health was the reason behind the cancellation. So hopefully he'll be okay. I saw them in concert in Hershey. It was funny. I saw him. The opener was David Lee Roth, and I had box seats in there, and they had so much equipment. Oh, it was so much equipment for David Lee. And a friend of mine goes, "How much of this equipment do you think is David Lee Roth's?" I said, "All of it." And he said, "Really?" I said, "Yeah." And after David was done, they took everything off stage, and then they put a drum set out, and that's it. And they had put 2 mics, and then ZZ Top came out. It was a great concert, man. All the good stuff, all the fun ZZ Top songs. So, but I'm hoping the best for him. Then we got Florida Gator kills woman as her boyfriend fights to free her. I can't even imagine. Could you imagine fighting a freaking alligator to try to save someone? I mean, you're only putting yourself in danger. I'm sure he didn't get, let's see, I don't know. Yeah, woman dies after being attacked by a 13-foot alligator while swimming in Florida. Oh, wait, that might not be the one. Wait a minute. Okay, the post, Florida Gator kills woman as her boyfriend fights to free her. Jeez. That scares me. I mean, the water in Florida, if you're, but wait a minute, they are freshwater, right?
I believe so.
So what were they doing in the freaking state forest in the water? The river's known for its resident alligators.
They weren't really bright.
Yeah, it says the river's known for its resident alligators, including a group of 3 to 4 near Bar Street Trailhead, where Clark and Allison were swimming. Okay, I'm sure they have it posted. There's got to be. I mean, this is not a first.
Would you go swimming anywhere in Florida? It wasn't a pool.
Beach, maybe.
A beach or a pool?
I would do a beach and a pool. That's about it. I would not go anywhere else. Especially since, do you remember a couple of years ago, the child that got killed by the alligator that jumped up and grabbed him and took him? Yeah, there's no way. No way. I'm sorry, those guys are too long and too tough to beat. You're not going to win against that. So no, I would not. In fact, anywhere where there's an alligator, I probably wouldn't be anywhere near them anyway. Did you hear about the toy company debuting the new doll that is the new pregnant doll featuring amniotic sac filled with slime? Jeez.
Oh my goodness.
What is this world coming to? At some point, I mean, isn't there, that would be a lot younger than I would think I would want my kid to know about that kind of stuff. I don't know. It's really strange that there's even such a thing. They say, I do have a question. Where's Ken? He took off when he found out she was pregnant. Oh, man. That's just, that's just too wrong on so many levels. Yeah. Boy George is in the news. I haven't heard that name in forever. Boy George says...
What's he in the news for?
Well, actually, something fairly noble, something you probably wouldn't expect out of Boy George. He said he'll fire band members who refuse to perform a pro-Israel song.
Okay.
So, he took a stance. I never would have imagined he would have done that for Israel, but he must have some kind of attachment, some kind of feeling about Israel. So, yeah, if you're going to fire a band member over that, but I'm just really surprised. But, more power to him. Gives me a new view on what he is about. Because, the Boy George, and if that's him, by the way, he looks a little different than he did back when we were watching his videos. I guess tumbling for somebody is a different meaning to him now. An influencer stabbed a boyfriend, could walk soon. An influencer, for some reason, is going to have the chance to walk. Social influencer Courtney Clenny will serve only 6 years in prison and could walk away in 2 years for stabbing her boyfriend to death, escaping the potential 30-year sentence through a plea deal that's left many questioning whether justice was truly served. Clenny was 30, appearing in a Miami courtroom Monday, bearing little resemblance to her glamorous online personality. Wearing an orange jumpsuit with disheveled hair and no makeup, she pleaded guilty to manslaughter with a deadly weapon in the April 2022 killing of Christian Obensali, 27.
Did he do something to her? Was he cruel to her?
Well, that's a good question. And to be honest with you, the courtroom heard conflicting accounts of the couple's volatile relationship. Defense attorneys portrayed Clenny as a battered partner. So if she was battered, okay, I guess there could be some. But if it was one of those things that they were battered back and forth or whatever, or she was an instigator, I don't know. This is the first I've heard of her. But, it's kind of, I think that's really strange. Hopefully she was a battered person. I hate to say that. That sounds really bad, but
it sounds bad, but I know what you mean.
Yeah. Wildfires explode across the West. Thousands are fleeing. Creating dangerous conditions. We have these wildfires every year on the West Coast, really bad. The question is, where is this? This is across. Oh, I believe was this the one that was in Seattle that started? I have friends in Seattle, so I hope it's not Seattle. But I know there was something in Seattle for a while. Let's see here. Does it say? It says fire departments from across North America deployed personnel equipment to assist overwhelmed local crews battling the blazes. The multi-state emergency. Let's see. Does it say what states though? Let's see, it doesn't really, it probably does, but I'm probably going through it pretty quick. Doesn't really, just says United States and Canada. I think it's, like I said, I think it started in, up in Seattle, Washington, or up in Washington. So, let's see, I got a couple there. Let's see, what's this here? Okay, this is interesting. About 27% of all pins are one of 20 combinations, including 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 1, 1, and 0, 0, 0, 0. I used to 0, 0, 0, 0 used to be my pin to get into my to get into my bank, but I can guarantee you that's not it now. So. Not because I told it now, but because I had that identity theft, and they really taught me the importance of security. So, but then that's a whole other thing. It says although there are 10,000 possible combination of 4 digital personal identification codes, data support suggests that 27% of all pins are one of 20 combinations, including 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 1, 1, and 0, 0, 0, 0. See, I thought I was smart by making it 0, 0, 0, 0. But the thing is, when people are trying weird numbers, that would probably be the first one they would try. So, based on data breaches that exposed 3.4 million people, the 20 most common pins. Let's see if any of these are yours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 0, 0, 0, 7777, 2000, 2222, 9999, 5555, 1122, 8888, 2001, 1111, 1212, 1004, 4444, 6969, 3333, 6666, 1313, 4321, and 1010, while the 20 least common are 8557, 8438, 9539, 7063, 6827, 0859, 6793, 0738, 6835, 8093, 9047, 0439, 8196, 6093, 7394, 9480, 8398, 7637, 9629, and 8068. I can tell you that currently none of those are mine. What about you?
No, not mine.
All right, we're in the goods then. So people can.
I use the last 4 digits of the Social Security number of an old girlfriend. I can't remember who it is.
I will tell you that I use the number of my first calling card in the 80s, and yeah, I use that number because it doesn't mean anything. So
it means that number of mine means nothing to me anymore. So.
Yeah. I thought that was kind of interesting. But here's one. Well, I don't want to see the 200 most common passwords, but I probably would like to know what some of these are. Let's see what they are. Let's see what some of these are. All right, come on, give us the. It says you shouldn't use. I want to know what they are. Come on, where are they at? Okay, well, here it is. I had to figure out where they had it. All right, here we go. 20. Well, we're not going to do all 200, but let's see what some of these are. Oh, well, let's see what we got. Okay, there we go. Oh, I got one by. I got a thing by area too. Okay, here's the. We're not going to do the most, but let's do, say, the first 10. All right.
And I'll be right back.
Sure. I'm trying to get to the number one. Where's it at? Darn it. Okay. The most common passwords. Let's pick U.S. United States. Here we go. All right. Well, this is an obvious one. I would think admin is number one. Number two is password. Well, there we go. Number three is 1 2 3 4 5 6. Number four is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Number five is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Oh wow. Number six is 1 2 3 4 5. Number seven is password with a capital P. The other one is all lowercase. Number 8 is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. 9 is gmail.12345, and 10 is password 1. So that's those are pretty bad. Those are definitely really bad. And that one is Doug's. So just in case you're wondering, I like number 12. Number 12 is fucking slut. I think that was Jamie's password, but that's beside the point. Anyway, yeah, the rest of them are, I mean, they're pretty stupid. They're like 1111 and all that stuff, but it's still. Yeah, that was, I mean, I don't know. After my security breach, I don't really trust really easy passwords anymore. So, all right, so let's go on to the next thing. Where's that one I wanted to talk about? The here. Oh, here we go. I wonder if I should make. There was another one here I wanted to. Wait, let me see here. Got to find it. Actually, I'm going to go back to. Okay. There's a notification ban. Yes, I said notification. Do you understand what that is? I mean,
no.
Okay, good. The nation's first ban on tools allowing users to generate non-consensual notified content from images or video of fully clothed people went into effect in Minnesota Saturday. This was after a judge denied a last-minute suspension request from Elon Musk. A hearing is set for August 19th to decide whether to pause the ban or while the legal challenges proceed. Since becoming widely available in 2022, the use of generative AI to produce content involving real people or deep fakes has skyrocketed. An estimated 96 to 98% of which is explicit, and nearly all of it involves women, largely done without the person's knowledge. Such tools have been used by high schoolers to make explicit images of female students, leading to viral undressing trend on Musk-owned Grok chatbot earlier this year. The first successful prosecution for sharing explicit deep fakes, some including children, occurred in April under the federal Take It Down Act. So it's so weird because you would think that, I mean, I realize there's many men that are really weird, that wouldn't even be, you would think that would not even be an issue. But it is. There's a lot of perverts out there. So
there are.
There are states where you would be most likely to live near a serial killer. and they're all ranked. Where do you think you are?
Pennsylvania and Ohio. I don't know where they would be.
Well, I don't remember. I looked at it. I don't remember what they were, but they weren't. We were on the bottom of the list, I believe. Let's see. Which ones are they? Still waiting for it to come up. Coming up. This is so bizarre. It's so bizarre. It's taking a long time for us to get our answer. Hello. Polly Parrot. Here we go. All right. So they have a chart. The Wild West is a good place. Wow, this is big lettering. 10 states. Here we go. 10 states with the highest number of serial killers per 1 million people include, number 1, Wyoming. Who would have thought? There's 8 serial killers per every 13.59. Wonder if I got to make this smaller. It's really, really big. Okay. All right. Alaska. Who would have thought? Oregon. Montana, Missouri, West Virginia. Now that's not surprising. They're probably mostly relatives. Maine, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Nevada. See, we're nowhere near us. Let's see where the safer side of America's serial killer map. Minnesota's if you're avoiding serial killers, you got to go to
Minnesota's your best bet.
That's right. The land of 10,000 lakes is the land of 7 known serial killers. Pennsylvania and New York are home to big cities with reputations for crime. Also landed near the bottom of the ranking. I think they had a whole. Yeah, here it is. Here's your. This is the least likely to die. The least serial killers per million residents. Minnesota is 7 known for 1.2 million residents. Pennsylvania is 18 for 1.3 million residents. New York, you would think that would be higher, but no, it's 48. It's 38, but that's because there's so many people in New York too. 39 per 1 point. Now let's go down to your state. I think you're down here somewhere. Oh, maybe you aren't. Oh, you don't. We don't even know. You're somewhere.
Don't even know.
You're somewhere between 40 and what was? Would we do 10 to the others? 40 and 11. You're right in the middle, right where you belong, right in the middle. And I'm in the safest area, so it's nice to know. And with these redneck neighbors I have, I'm really surprised that we're really in that number. So I just thought that was funny. I find some of the weirdest stuff, and that was one in that weird category. All right, next. Now this is a serious one here. I have a lot of unserious ones, but this one's serious. You have had children in school, yes?
Yes.
Do you support the cell phone bans in school?
Yes.
It says more Americans now support cell phone bans in school than oppose them. My question is, though, in today's world where there are people shooting people in schools, I'm not so sure that I'm not sure that I support the banning of it. I'm sort of like, if I was a parent, I would want to know that the kids are going to be that the kids are able, but then I also understand the distraction that they create. So I'm glad I don't have to have that discussion, but it is really interesting that it is still a ban thing, because it says now more Americans now support than oppose all-day school cell phone bans. I can understand that, and if there weren't people out there killing kids, I would be for that. But I think that I still don't feel that that's necessarily the issue. Here's something that's neat. How about castles? Here is a map of all the castles in the world. See where all these...
It's mostly.
Yeah, look at that. Look at this. There are a lot of castles in this area here. But there's castles in a lot of places that I didn't expect to find castles. There's a lot of castles in the United States that I never really would have thought that was there. And this is what's really cool about this is you zoom in and you can actually take a look at some of these castles, which you never would have imagined they were castles. But over here, there's like, you know, you can you'll step on a castle regardless of where you go. They're all over the place. I just think that's really cool. Who would have thought that there would have been, oh, that one looked pretty cool. Where'd it go? There it is. That one looks pretty cool. So, I don't know. I just find these really weird ones. I never imagined there were that many castles. But I guess because we're such a young country, the Indians didn't use castles. So, I guess that explains a lot. But I wonder, were there a lot in South America? No. There's some. I mean, the Aztecs didn't have castles, but they were kind of like castles. And then there's some out here in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah, I noticed that.
And that's very interesting. I guess they're little islands or whatever. There's one island that's like all snakes and stuff. I don't know where that's at, but I wonder if they have castles. It's just kind of cool. You know, things. It's weird to see this where there's no castles at all in this area.
The hinterland of Russia.
Yeah. But here, like, this has a lot of castles for the area landmass that it is. Like, this is the land of the castles.
Well, that's Japan, I believe.
Yeah. But who would have thought that per capita, they probably have some of the most castles. I mean, them and these guys here, too. So that just was kind of cool. I find these weird things that I think, wow, that's really weird. So we don't need this. We can get rid of this. Okay. All right. We can go to, here is Ben & Jerry's brings back pumpkin cheesecake ice cream. So if you're into the, I guess that's for the fall. And this is weird. Beer drinking elk and other strange pets from history. Who would have thought you would have had beer drinking elk? And I don't know what that is. That looks like a rhino or something. What is that? That's a pygmy hippo. That's weird. So a gold laxative killed the Pope's elephant in 1516. That's... Whew. I mean, these things, some of these things make you wonder, like, we're so used to seeing things that we see, but to see that there's, you know, they took cheetahs from the wild and blindfolded them like hunting falcons to keep their cheetahs calm. An elk that got drunk and died in 1591. An empress's orangutan dined at the dinner table in the 19th century. Lord Byron's pet bear at Cambridge. Who would keep a pet bear? Florence Nightingale's pocket owl. Talk about having weird, weird pets. But, okay, let's see what else we got. How small was the smallest Buffalo.
I have no idea.
Would you believe?
Pygmy?
Would you believe 15 pounds?
15 pounds. No.
Look at that. Is that a buffalo? I would have thought that was a cow. Maybe that might be a buffalo. But still, 15 pounds is really, really light. What is that? Anyway. All right, let's see here. Oops, wait a minute. Let me get rid of this here. All right, now.
Hey, Mike, while you're looking there,
yeah.
What do you think is the number one state where there's more deaths than births?
Ooh. Deaths than births. State. I would say, is it in the Midwest?
You know?
No, really. How about New York?
You would be wrong.
Okay. Where is it?
Well, number 2 is West Virginia.
Okay.
And number 1 is Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania, really? Oh, that's
Yes.
interesting.
More deaths than number of births.
I mean, that could mean that it's a small town and there aren't that many.
Aging population in Pennsylvania.
That's really deep. I didn't know that.
Ohio is number 13 on the list.
All right, I got a quiz for you. We're going to take the ACE quiz. And we're going to learn what it does and what it doesn't mean. So this is an interesting. I've taken this quiz, and so has Christine. So let's see if you're going to see how you do in this. You love when I do this, don't you?
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, the ACE quiz.
My second favorite thing.
Okay, I would guess the first one would be the birthday.
And it would be the birthday.
An ACE score is a tally of different types of abuse, neglect, and other hallmarks of rough childhood. According to the Adverse Childhood Experiences Study, let's try it again. According to Adverse Childhood Experiences Study, the rougher your childhood, the higher your score is likely to be, and the higher your risk for later health problems. So now we're going to take a test. Here we go. Before your 18th birthday, did a parent or other adult in the household often or very often swear at you, insult you, put you down, or humiliate you, or act in a way that made you afraid that you might be physically hurt?
Yes.
All right, so we're going to do that, yes. Before your 18th birthday, did a parent or adult in the household often or very often push, grab, slap, or throw something at you, or ever hit you so hard that you had marks or were injured?
No.
No. All right. Before your 18th birthday, did an adult or person at least 5 years older than you ever touch or fondle you, or have you touch their body in a sexual way, or attempt or actually have oral, anal, or vaginal intercourse with you?
No.
All right. Before your 18th birthday, did you often or very often feel that no one in your family loved you or thought you were important or special? Or your family didn't look out for each other, feel close to each other, or support each other?
No.
All right. Before your 18th birthday, did you often or very often feel that you didn't have enough to eat, had to wear dirty clothes, had no one to protect you, or your parents were too drunk or too high to take care of you or take you to a doctor if you needed it?
No.
Before your 18th birthday, was a biological parent ever lost to you through divorce, abandonment, or another reason?
No.
Before your 18th birthday, was your mother or stepmother often or very often pushed, grabbed, slapped, or had something thrown at her? Or sometimes, often, or very often kicked, bitten, hit with a fist, or hit with something very hard? Or ever repeatedly hit over at least a few minutes or threatened with a gun or knife?
No.
All right. Seems like you had a very normal...
Sizing up that I have a very good childhood.
All right. Before your 18th birthday, did you live with anyone who was a problem drinker or alcoholic, or who used street drugs?
No.
Before your 18th birthday, was a household member depressed or mentally ill, or did a household member attempt suicide?
No.
All right, this is the last question. Before your 18th birthday, did a household member ever go to prison?
No.
All right, let's see what your number is. 1. Okay. I think you're going to be safe there. I think you're doing just fine. It says here, did it break it down here? So here's the abuses that it was talking about. You definitely had a normal childhood. I was a 5, and so that was it was eye-opening to me. But I'm kind of normal to compared to some people. And I don't know if she wants me to reveal her number or not, but I can tell you that I was not. I thought my 5 was pretty good. I mean, pretty bad, I should say. But yeah, I was totally normal compared to someone else's. I guess I already said that Christine took this test too. So she had an 8. So that means out of 10, so there were 10 questions. She had 8 of them. So I can honestly say, yeah, she even just said in the chat room, 8, don't forget. So she makes sure she tells me over and over again that she had an 8. And I don't think it's a badge of honor, but she does.
But it can explain a lot.
It does explain. It does explain quite a bit. So I mean, I can't beat her on that.
8 on that list means you had not a very good childhood.
Well, yeah, she truly didn't have a very good childhood. So that's one thing that I can actually say that even though I did even know I had 5, I survived pretty good. I didn't even realize that it was not normal for a lot of that stuff because, I have nothing to compare it to. So now I have something to compare it to, and I think, oh, my life was not so bad. It was, comparatively, but yeah, I'm very thankful that I did not have to go through some of the things that she went through, and it does reveal to me quite a bit of things that I had never really thought about. But hey, we are survivors. Whether you have 1 or 8, you survived, and you became a better person. So, what else we got here? Let's see. I had some other things. Oh, I don't know if I want to do that one today. Let's see here. What I got here? There's a few. Down. There was okay. That's not it. There was a one that I did right before the show started. I'm trying to think where it's at. Oh, there were some other things that I wanted to talk about that were part of something that Elon had, and there was things I don't want to just. Oh wow, we're right around time. Let me go back to that other page. Okay, so this is okay. It says a discarded SpaceX rocket segment was on track to slam into the moon this morning. Well, this morning, whatever morning it was.
It did it about 2 days ago.
Was that what it was? About 2 days ago?
Yeah.
Likely creating a crater about 16 feet deep and 25 to 100 feet wide. The unintentional impact offers scientists a rare chance to study human-made lunar collisions, which could be made more common with the rise of space debris. 45 feet long, nearly 10,000-pound second stage helped launch 2 lunar landers in January 2025. An atmospheric drag was supposed to pull the stage back into Earth's atmosphere afterwards, but SpaceX says conditions, including solar activity, redirected it toward the moon, and the morning's collisions will likely have occurred near the Einstein crater at the speed of roughly 54 miles per hour, more than twice that of the speed of more than twicely that of a rifle bullet, releasing as much force as about 15,000 sticks of dynamite. That's insane. I can't imagine one moving that quick. But yeah, it's out there. SpaceX revenue rises 92% from a year ago in the first earnings report since going public. I thought that was really pretty interesting. Jeff Bezos is going to sell roughly 15 million shares of Amazon. Do you know how much money that is?
It's a lot of money.
$4 billion.
I guess he's a little short on cash.
I guess, yeah, he couldn't make his mortgage payment this month, I guess. I mean, that's really crazy. I mean, that's a lot of money, and I can't imagine. I wonder, maybe he's trying to buy a Tesla.
Maybe.
But yeah, that was kind of crazy. Let me see if there's anything else that's really kind of important, but I think for the most part we covered most of the important stuff. Let me see here. We didn't talk about this. I don't know. It's not really important to me, but it might be to some people. Progressive Abdul El Sayed leads the Democratic Senate primary race in Michigan as of this writing, ahead of centrist Republican Haley Stevens. The winner will face former Republican Mike Rogers in November. And
he won.
What's that?
No, should I won.
Oh, okay. All right.
He has to face Mike Rogers, but yes, he is the Democratic nominee.
Okay.
He's a communist. He's an Islamic communist.
Okay. The House Committee on Ethics launches investigation into Representative Max Miller, Republican from Ohio. Ah, that's your boy. Over ex-wife's abuse allegations. I don't know much about him. Okay, that's that. That's that. Did you mention Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and Pakistan signed a defense agreement?
Yeah, they signed a defense agreement, but it probably doesn't mean much. Because Saudi Arabia got attacked the other day and nobody came to their defense. So,
that's because we were busy.
Because we were busy.
Yeah, because there are no other people out there to take care of that stuff. It's just us. Jeez. I mean, I guess the upside is that we're in the right place if there is going to be a problem, but the upside is not an upside if we run out of missiles. So I guess that's kind of, we can actually quit there. I mean, I got tons of stuff, but some of the stuff takes a lot longer than others to do. So I think we can quit there, unless you want to continue.
No, all good.
Okay. That means we're going to stop actually on time. That's going to be weird. People are going to say we're weak and we're, getting
we're
lazy.
Not doing our job.
We're getting lazy or something, Now, a lot of the stuff that I have takes a lot longer to process than these quick shots I was doing. And that's because of our 24/7 championship taking so long. So, all right. Well, then that's what it's going to be. Yeah. I think we had a pretty good show there. So, all right. I am going to fire the final thing. If there's anything else, let us know. We will be back here next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. And, yeah, I appreciate everybody listening. So,
good night, all.
All right, there it goes. Except the sound is not going, is it?